Hello, and welcome y'all to the 1v1 show. It's your boy, Geo Huey Flow. Welcome you to the place all things niche, nerd, and pop culture. And we got a dope show for you today. We're going to talk about all this week's news and pop culture going on. And as always, it is the man behind the boards, one of my favorite people, my co-host, Mikey, aka Hyphy Soul.
Oh crap. What's up, everyone? Wait, what the heck's my camera? Wait, hold up. Where the heck's my camera? The heck? Hold up. I need to fix this real quick. Where am I?
Where are you?
What the heck? Why can't I see myself? That's funny, because like 10 minutes ago it was working just fine. Hold on. Let me just add myself into webcam. You know, we're doing this live. Wait. What the heck? Oh, snap. Oh crap. Now you can see all this stuff near me. Hold on. I'm fixing this. Alright. Oh, whoa, that isn't it. You didn't see that? Okay. Alright. Anyways, redo. What's up, everyone? And I didn't know I was just one of Gio's favorite people. But also, if you're new to the 1v1 show and what we do here, how we conduct the show is by starting off with 10 topics from the news this week regarding dinosaurs, Kanye, Buzz Lightyear, Snoop Dogg, and Nintendo. Each topic will have a timer of 5 minutes, with the last two topics being just a little bit longer. Well, the last topic it's a combination of 3 topics, so it's going to be like at least 15 minutes long. And after that, they will be discussing their top 5. And for this week, it's going to be about their childhood crushes in media. And we don't end there. Finishing off today's episode will be our 1v1 showdown, where Gio and the guest host will take sides on a debate. And today's debate is anime mainstream? Find out later. And if you like what we do here, please give us a follow on our socials on IG, Twitter, and you can support us on Patreon, where we have 3 tiers. $3 will get you a roll credit at the end of every episode. $5 will let you submit any topic to the show. And $10 you can sponsor us by plugging anything you want, as long as it's appropriate. But the best way to support us is by just participating in the chat, be part of the conversation on the show, and yeah, we read everything. And another announcement, so we are a video podcast, right? Yet we don't have any audio podcasts out there until now, because we are currently on Spotify and Stitcher, and I'm still working on trying to get on iTunes and Google Music. So if you aren't able to catch us live on either Twitch or YouTube, which we are live on both platforms currently, you can find us on those audio platforms. And just know that the post show, which we do after the show for maybe about an hour, it won't make it to the audio podcast, so be sure to tune in on the live broadcast if you want to see us just talk whatever about our personal lives. But anyways, well, our guest today is a big fan of all things kaiju, with an extensive knowledge on Godzilla, and an aficionado of the West Coast hip-hop scenes, and a commitment to uphold the values of Sailor Scouts. Please welcome Wyatt.
Oh, that's about as good of an intro as I could get. Yeah, that's what I had my dissertation on, was Godzilla and Sailor Moon, so you got the right person for that. But yeah, happy to be here. I'm glad that your desperation brought you to me, so it's exciting for me.
Nice. And yeah, oh wait, I'm gone on my own screen again. But yeah, so how are your guys' week this week?
I mean, anything other than work is fine.
Anything other than being stuck in traffic is fine for me. Work isn't too bad. Though, Mike, I got to ask you: are you on the Death Star right now, or like, where
Yeah,
are you?
I'm in the Imperial hangar of the Death Star, but like you can't see me right now because I don't know why OBS is working against me as it always does during the show. But
Well,
yeah,
that's what you get for joining the Empire. So,
true.
yeah.
I got canceled. But yeah.
Dude,
All right, so let's get started with the first topic of today, and it is going to be about. Well, let me get my. It's going to be about the Telltale game. But what's the Telltale game, Gio? Tell us about it.
it's actually my favorite Telltale game. So recently on Wednesday, there was a Wolf Among Us 2 live stream where Jeff Keighley hosted it and talked to some of the developers at Telltale Games, and they showed a trailer of The Wolf Among Us Season 2. Now, what we know about this game is that it's set 6 months after the end of the first game, with Bigby being stuck in anger management and him and Snow White pretty much not on good terms. Like always, in the trailer, they showed off some modern versions of some Wizard of Oz characters, like the Tin Man and the Straw Man, or Scarecrow, not Straw Man, the Scarecrow. So I'm excited for this. I played the first one. I absolutely loved it. Why have you played The Wolf Among Us?
I haven't. I've played a few of the Telltale games. I assume this is another one that's kind of like almost like a visual novel, but you make enough choices in there to kind of vary your experience from like playthrough to playthrough.
Yeah.
But not.
Go ahead.
Not familiar with it per se, but very familiar with that format. I played through the Left 4 Dead games that came out like 10 years ago by Telltale.
I honestly would say that this one's worth giving a shot because personally, I think it's the best Telltale game. I think it's the most compelling story. It's also a property that it's a known property, but it's not known enough to where I think it has enough surprises for people. Have you read the Fable comics?
No, I haven't.
The comics are amazing. I love Fable.
Comics.
Fable is one of my favorite comic series that's outside of kind of DC and Marvel. For those of you in the chat who don't know, or those of you who are watching are unaware, Fables is essentially picture all the fairy tale characters like Snow White, the Big Bad Wolf, Pinocchio, Geppetto, the Fairy Godmother, characters like that, and they're banished from their home worlds because this evil invader came in and basically pushed them out into our world. Now they're basically refugees who are in our world trying to make a living and kind of trying to separate themselves from humanity. Really good stuff. I'm excited for it. And like I said, the thing about this too is they announced this live stream. Among Us Season 2 was actually announced at the Game Awards in 2017. So it's been a while.
So this has been like cooking for a while, and it's has it been like development hell, or like what was the reason for it?
Well, if you remember, Telltale Games actually shut down, and then they came back up. So they shut down, I think, in 2018, and then I believe in either 2019 or 2020, they pretty much started back up again with some of the major leads. And one of the big things about this new incarnation of Telltale Games is that the biggest complaint about all the old Telltale games was the engine. The game engine was buggy, the game engine was outdated, and things of that nature. And now they've moved to Unreal Engine, and so the game looks a lot better than the old ones based on the trailer alone. So I'm still excited for it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be worth checking out. Do you remember the Walking Dead ones? The controls on it were very tanky. It was almost like a Diet Coke of like Resident Evil to a certain degree in terms of like the mobility in that game.
Well, I played it on PC with the kind of mouse and keyboard. So I would just click to where I wanted the character to move. So
I did.
And I think this one, Wolf Among Us Season 1, I think I played it on mobile because I think I somehow got the first chapter for free. And then I paid like $2 for each other chapter, so it wasn't that expensive.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and
that's the kind of stuff.
I was gonna say the thing about this one is that they are going to release it episodically per like all Telltale games. But what they're doing differently, which I think is smart, they're developing the whole game first, and then they're going to release it episodically. Because what would happen is, let's say they release episodes 1 and 2, but then episode 3 they would have issues with development and would get pushed back, and by the time it comes out, people just don't care anymore. So I think it's a smart strategy.
Yeah, no, that's way better than what they were doing before, where, like you said, it was kind of this active development as they're releasing bits and pieces of the game, and sometimes you'd get these stints of like 18 months without any new content. People would kind of move on and forget about it. So it's definitely the better play for sure.
Zombie Bait 90 in the chat says, in my opinion, Tales from the Borderlands is the best Telltale games. Buzz Lightyear says, "Whoa, I'm a topic of discussion today." You are, and we'll get to that later. And Mikey's giving his opinion that Chapter 1 of The Walking Dead, but it's only when he's played. That game is also really good. Walking Dead.
Better than I was.
Oh, go ahead.
Say better than I expected out of like that when I first started, because I wasn't a huge fan of the TV show.
I played the second one. I just couldn't get into it, but the first one was really good.
Yeah, it almost could have just been like a standalone experience, the first one.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's move on to our number 2, talking about my least favorite subject. What's up with Jurassic Park?
So we're moving on to Gio's what's obviously going to be his movie of the year 2022, Jurassic World Dominion. One of the more like highly like anticipated movies of the next year, which is great, kind of coming off these past couple anemic years, movie wise, where things have not really been super stellar. Hopefully this will be kind of a bounce back to like good, consistent movies. But in the trailer, it has everything you'd expect from a Jurassic World movie. Chris Pratt's running around, chasing dinosaurs on a motorcycle. Bunch of callbacks to the older films. Getting very meta, as everyone likes to these days. But in the trailer, it kind of starts out with Chris Pratt going on the motorcycle. He's chasing these, raptors down through this frozen tundra area. And the world is just kind of, learning how to deal with the fallout of Dr. Henry Wu's research and the dinosaurs having made the jump off the island to the mainland, essentially. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. I feel like Jurassic World I felt like it was like a good one-off in 2015. Like that was like a nice stopping point, because it was getting, the whole concept is ridiculous, but I feel like they really kind of jumped the shark and then went back and ate the shark in, the 2015 one.
Yeah.
And then the 2000, whatever, the last one that came out was just like, what do you think?
I think for me, obviously everyone knows, well, most people know the joke. I don't like dinosaurs. I have deep-seated trauma.
Tell us about it.
But
you had a family member that died at the hands of a dinosaur. Yes.
Why are you afraid of
this trauma?
Extinct dinosaurs?
Anyways, I thought it was dumb at the end of Jurassic World 1, where it felt like fan fiction. And it was like, okay, we're going to bring the T-Rex from the first movie, and he's going to fight the other big one. And then the Raptors, they're going to team up. And at the very end, Chris Pratt's going to look at the Raptor, and the Raptor's going to go. And Chris Pratt's going to go. And I'm like, this feels like some bad fan fiction. But I think also, do you think like they're nostalgia baiting with bringing back Sam O'Neill and, what's her name?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's
Laura Dern.
a huge part of like the film industry right now is them nostalgia baiting. People be like, oh, I remember that. That's the same T-Rex from the first movie. Now it's fighting the new dinosaur. And yeah, and it just, for some reason, yeah, I feel like the further it got away from its literary roots, the more kind of just stupid it got. Because like you said, yeah, the end of Jurassic World, where he kind of gives them the, you got the juice now. Like, yeah, check. Like, why would you make a sequel to that? Just let it go.
Yeah, it on all counts is just dumb.
So when are we going to go see this, though?
My computer is almost out of battery, but it's plugged in. Hold on, give me a sec.
Now, is your wire actually plugged into the wall? Because that is a critical part of charging any computer.
No, I just had to. It wasn't fully pushed in.
Okay.
Anyways, about these damn dinosaurs. I mean, really, like what could they do? They already have the dinosaurs living among us. Like, what really happens at the end of this movie? Do the dinosaurs win? Do they just destroy all humanity, or do we kill all the dinosaurs? I mean, one of two things is going to happen at the end of this movie.
I'm assuming it's like a Planet of the Apes type thing where they get us, and now it's just like it is the Jurassic World, like we're done. And then they'll probably make another sequel where like fucking squids or something come out and like destroy the dinosaurs, and they become the dominant species, and it'll be Jurassic World, Squid World.
It'll be Jurassic World Platoon, is what you're telling me.
Exactly.
Anyways, but let's see. What are people saying in chat? Zombie bait.
Weaponized nostalgia.
Well, it is weaponized nostalgia. I mean,
Very
also like apparently, like I've never read the Jurassic World book or Jurassic Park books, but apparently they're really good, or at least the first one is.
I've heard the same, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we have a friend that believes that Steven Spielberg is a hack, and this is all his fault. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, it's not him as a hack. I think it's everyone that's trying to emulate him as a hack.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, Steven Spielberg's Coca-Cola, the people that are following him is RC Cola. So,
hey, I like RC Cola. All right, like
of course you would.
Anyways, let's move off of Jurassic Park and let's move on to something even more frightening. Kanye West.
God.
All right, so Netflix basically shared a new trailer for the new Kanye West documentary called Genius, a Kanye trilogy. So it's a 3-part documentary that's going to be released once every 2 weeks, with the first installment being released in theaters and on streaming February 10th. Whoa, did it show off already? Huh.
I thought I saw reviews for it already.
No, I'm sorry. It's nationwide in theaters on February 10th. It will stream on Netflix February 16th. And the Kanye trilogy is directed by Clarence Cootie Simmons and Chike Oza, also known as Cootie and Chike, with Kanye West early in his career when he made Through the Wire, as well as the third version of Jesus Walks. There's 3 versions of Jesus Walks, like the music video.
Is there? I knew there was like 2. I didn't.
There's 3.
I didn't know that.
Did you know?
Well, I guess they're like.
But anyways, like I said, Kanye also wanted the full edit and approval of the documentary, but the directors told Variety that he was not given the final cut. So, I mean, granted, I think that's smart because someone like Kanye, if you give him control of something like that, it's going to be heavily edited and he won't like it. But I think this will be interesting because we get to see the juxtaposition of Kanye back then and who he was now.
Mm-hmm.
And especially during like the college dropout years, like you could see the difference in this man. Like maybe not the crazy. Oh, okay. I don't want to use crazy, but the passionate and kind of outrageous behaviors that he had were always there. But I mean, you could tell like what his values kind of were and how he's been dealing with a lot. I mean, people say, I think it's clear to everyone that Kanye deals with mental health issues. But how much of that are you willing to give him a pass for some of the stuff that he said?
You know, it's hard to say. And even like you said, going back all that time, you can see where he had delusions of grandeur from the very beginning. And everything that's kind of happened to him since then has kind of fed into that and reaffirmed it to him. So it's just escalated from there. Though I am glad that they didn't give him like final say on the cut, because I feel like that's what they did with Michael Jordan on the basketball documentary that came out a few years ago. Do you remember that one?
Last Dance.
The Last Dance. And I think that's why you had some people that refused to be in that because they knew that, you know, it was basically Michael Jordan's show and you didn't really get like a fair look at, you know, who he was as a person. The same way as I don't think you'd get like a fair look of who Kanye is as a person if he were to be the person to go off and direct it and kind of do the whole thing, which he has the money to do anyways if he wants to do like a side piece. He's probably going to bitch about or complain about this when it comes out and say that it's, an unfair representation of him as a person, that he's more complex than that. And then I wouldn't be surprised if he drops like a little mini documentary on YouTube or KanyeWest.com or something where, it's him directing and it's just this like self-congratulating, project.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, if you really think about it, like, you look at Kanye, who he was then and who he was now, and even the people around him are different. Because I remember I remember seeing an interview with Rhymefest, who was one of Kanye's earliest creative partners. He was actually the guy who actually wrote Jesus Walks. And he went to that, what is it, Wisconsin, where Kanye has that, like, ranch that he had the way in, where they were making music for Life of Pablo. And Kanye basically was doing the song Famous, where he said the line, oh, what is it? What did he say? It was something like, she bleached her asshole, and now I got bleach on my t-shirt, and I feel like an asshole. And Rhymefest was like, what is this? This is like bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, this is some BS. Right? And he left, and it started basically a whole beef with him and Kanye, where he's like, you haven't been for the people in a long time. Because Rhymefest used to run Donda's House, which was a nonprofit started to help the youth in Chicago. It's like, you haven't been around in forever. You don't care about this. And then they got onto this. And Kim Kardashian was like, you're just mad that your Yeezys were fake, blah, blah, blah. And I'm really excited to see this documentary and seeing kind of Kanye before the Kardashian, before his mom died, right? When he was just really making music, and yeah, he had these delusions of grandeur, but it seemed like that passion was going into the music instead of the passion going into him becoming famous because of the music he makes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. And I hope they don't, heavily lean too much over on one side versus the other. And, follow up with what you were saying too, like, yeah, you can definitely see how his crowd changed over the years. I was listening to B by Common earlier today and just thinking of, where they were kind of on like the same wavelength creatively, and how Kanye just kind of like split from that completely, to the point where I think it was like last year he had an interview where he said he never liked Talib Kweli's music.
Yeah.
I was just kind of fronting on that. Wasn't Kweli on his first album?
Kweli was on his first album. He was on Get 'Em High.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, all right. Time to talk about Zombie Bait 90's favorite movie from last year, Matrix Resurrections.
Nice.
And not just that, but more about like streaming in theaters, can they coexist? So Village Roadshow Entertainment Group recently sued Warner Brothers on Monday for breach of contract over the studio's decision to release the Matrix Resurrection simultaneously on HBO Max and in theaters. So basically kind of the same thing that happened with Black Widow and Scarlett Johansson, where they have, they're releasing these films both on the streaming platform and in the theaters, and it's deeply impacting the money that they're making from the theaters, and it's deeply impacting the theaters as well, to where it's resulting in these different lawsuits. So, Gio, do you think that these two, that they can coexist? Do you think there could be like a nice balance between, like what Disney Plus does, where they'll release it in theaters for like a limited time, and then like 2 or 3 months later they'll just put it on streaming?
I mean, I remember back in the day when a movie would come out in theaters, it would take forever for it to come out on DVD, or not DVD, on VHS. Jesus. But I think nowadays, with everything being digital, it's so easy to just be like, all right, here's the movie here, and now here's the copy digitally. So it kind of thins the line between streaming and theaters. The problem is that companies now like Disney, Paramount, like film theaters, they have their own streaming services now, to where it behooves them to push those numbers instead of putting it on movie theaters. Now, if it was like even like five years ago, where we just had Netflix and they weren't affiliated with any of the movie studios, I think there could be a coexistence. But I think nowadays we're getting to a point to where it almost seems like it would be more beneficial for the film companies to just put it on their streaming service. I mean, yeah, we have movies like Spider-Man Far From Home, which when we went to go see it, Mikey described it as like a concert where it was an experience. Movies like that are not a dime a dozen. It's once every, maybe you get that experience 4, 3, 4 times, depending on what kind of franchises you're really into. I mean, what franchises could really get that much excitement besides a Marvel, a Star Wars, maybe a Fast and Furious? I mean, there's not that many big franchises like that out there. So,
I disagree to that. I feel that there is a certain atmosphere that you get from being in the theater. Kind of like what Mikey said with Spider-Man, where it felt like this wild ride. But there's other things like in, I don't know if you saw Get Out in theaters, but that really kind of became like this joint experience with everyone in that theater going through the different twists and turns of that movie. You can kind of feel the energy in there. And same thing with the first Paranormal Activity movie that came out, where, you know, back when that was new and that was actually scary, that, you know, you felt the energy in the theater. You felt like this like hush of like fear over people, and that you can't really emulate or get that from a streaming service in your house. Ultimately, I feel that Disney, them being Disney and figuring out how to maximize profits, probably has the right idea on this, and releasing it early, or not early, but releasing it in theaters and kind of pushing back the release date on streaming. So that way you do get that initial wave of excitement, and those people that will spend money to go and see it early and do want to see it on the big screen. But then, you know, for those that are like filthy, like normies like me, I wait for like 4 months and then watching Kanto at home.
yeah, I mean, but at the same time, the other key component to this is COVID, because we're on year 3.
You're just about to begin year 3, yeah.
Yeah. About to be on year 3 of pretty much COVID life. And there are people that I know that still don't go to movie theaters because of all the COVID. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to say, you know, when this will be completely over, when we'll have, even though, you know, they're saying, oh, we're having, you know, mask mandates being lifted, and we're having these things that were implemented before no longer mandatory. So, I mean, maybe once we see COVID pretty much done, we'll see a bit more of a divide. But as of right now, I think the lines are blurred more than ever, and we'll see when we come out of this COVID world, if we come out of this COVID world, what it looks like on the other side.
I mean, there's definitely going to be some changes that are going to be, you know, long lasting for decades after this. But, you know, people come back around, that everything will kind of stabilize out.
Zombie Bait in the chat says, perhaps it's time for franchises to die and allow originals to come out. I mean, it's kind of what we talked. Oh, excuse me. That tang hitting right now.
Yeah, having a tangwich.
A tangwich.
Yeah, it's where you put tang in between 2 slices of bread and you eat it.
Oh my god. What kind of
That's not your lunch.
What kind of poverty meal is that?
Okay, look, I don't need you disrespecting my dinner, okay? Look, times is hard right now. Inflation's getting to me. I gotta make sure I can, and it's sure not going to be this stuff. So I'm eating tangwiches. You gotta have your vitamin C.
It's like reminds me of the meme where it's like, you know, when you as a kid you were hungry but you were poor, so you ate sleep for dinner. You're like, damn. Anyway, moving off this Matrix, this lawsuit. Let's go somewhere to infinity and beyond, and talk about this Buzz Lightyear trailer. First off, I mean, we all know about the Buzz Lightyear movie and kind of it being the story of the quote unquote real Buzz Lightyear. In general, how do you feel about this move at all?
I mean, like I said earlier, I'm waiting for the scene where he turns off his body cam from the looks of this, but I feel this is weird because haven't they like relaunched Buzz Lightyear like twice already because they had the little cartoon show? So is this because the cartoon show was like connected to the movie somehow? Like I thought that's what the property actually was. So now this is like retconning that, and then this now is what that toy is based on in the other movie.
Exactly.
It's interesting I don't know.
For me, I don't know. Like with the cartoon and everything, I really like the Buzz Lightyear cartoon. I was like, I hope Mira Nova is in this one somehow, but you know, I doubt it. because it seems like they're just going for a completely different direction. And the trailer, it basically shows a little bit more of the plot. It has Buzz Lightyear, Star Command, being stuck on this planet, and the plot is them trying to get off, him and the other space rangers. And when you watch the trailer, there's this armored robot that starts attacking him that kind of looks like Zurg. So is this maybe in like an incarnation of Zurg, a different version of Zurg, or is this basically they're gonna get off the planet? He's gonna tell his stories, and that's pretty much what the Toy Story Buzz Lightyear cartoon is off of. But at the same time, how does that really fit? Because this is a lot of advanced tech that they're using, and it seems like the Toy Story world is like, I don't know, early 90 to early 2000s world. Like, what tech could they really have back then? I don't know. I don't know what Pixar and Disney are doing. It almost seems like they're trying to milk it, but maybe if we remove ourselves from all that like meta narrative and stuff like that, then it would just be easy to accept this as, okay, this is just a standalone based off this character, and then we can accept it.
Really? Do you really think Disney would go and milk a franchise like Toy Story? That just seems completely unlike them.
Shut up. All right.
All right. I think I got this figured out, though. I know what this is. So this is going to turn into a multiverse thing.
Oh no.
So you're going to have like your World One, which is like the base Toy Story movies, and then you're going to have like the Buzz Lightyear cartoons, and then like parallel to that is going to be this movie, and they're going to come out with like a Buzz Lightyear like multiverse of madness where they're all going to meet up and like have to kill like Woody from the Toy Story movies. So he's going to turn into like Zurg or something.
Okay, but how does Kingdom Hearts fit into all this?
Well, that's because Buzz Lightyear uses a T-blade.
Have you played Kingdom Hearts 3?
I haven't even looked at a review of Kingdom Hearts 3. I do not care about that game. I don't like the Kingdom Hearts games.
I'm not surprised, but I've played them all, which shouldn't be surprising.
No, because you have to waste your time.
There's a scene where they go into a Toy Story world, and there's like a version of Woody that turns like Ultra Instinct, like God Ultra Instinct Woody that starts fighting one of these like Final Fantasy type villains. It's hilarious.
That actually sounds like a good time.
It is a good time. Nine Samantha says, I have, wait, what does it say? Yeah, I have. It's when Sora joins Smash in Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah, I mean, who knows what they're going to do with this franchise? I mean, I'm going to watch the movie. I'm sure most people will, not just kids.
I'm going to.
But also, yeah, we'll all watch it. Buzz?
Yeah, my wife's already talking about, when do tickets go on sale? So now I'm going to get stuck watching that too.
Buzz Lightyear says, I'm Team Zurg. How are you Team Zurg and your name is Buzz based off Buzz Lightyear? That makes no sense.
Well, because he's Kill Lightyear. So that's like Buzz Lightyear, but he's like evil because he kills, I guess.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's like there's a documentary about like warlords in Africa. And there was one guy named General Mosquito, and his opponent, or the guy that wanted to destroy him, his name was General Kill Mosquito.
I thought you were going to say his name was General Lightyear.
No, Mosquito. Okay. So Buzz Lightyear and Buzz Kill Lightyear. That makes sense.
Did one wear black and one wear white? And they, like, the evil one wore white?
I mean, if they're both warlords, I mean, who's really good and who's really evil? This isn't no spy versus spy.
Anyway. I guess. You really know how to take the fun out of war, I'll tell you.
There is no fucking war. It's good for absolutely nothing. Whoa. What is it good for? Actually, speaking of war, let's talk about the East Coast West Coast war and the aftermath for it. See what I did there? The aftermath.
Yeah. Speaking of transitioning, let's talk about how Death Row just transitioned to Snoop Dogg's hands. So Snoop Dogg finally, he's living the American dream. He bought his former place of work. So he now owns Death Row Records. He bought it from a brand called MNRK Music Group, which is one of those weird private equity firms that I guess took it from Suge Knight when his life went belly up after he ran that guy over. But Snoop Dogg said he's excited about acquiring a new labels brand, saying, "I'm thrilled and appreciative of the opportunity to acquire the iconic and culturally significant Death Row Records brand, which has immense untapped future value." The 50, and I didn't know he was only 50-year-old Snoop Dogg said in a statement, "It feels good to have ownership over the label that I was part of at the beginning of my career and as one of the founding members. This is an extremely meaningful moment for me." So how do you feel about Snoop Dogg, like, getting Death Row? Do you feel there's anything in there for him still? Do you feel there's any place really for Death Row to go? Is it all still completely in the past?
I think it's all just about having the catalogs. It's like when Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog. It's about having that catalog and the royalties and being able to get the licensing money from it. But also, like, he could use it as he's using it right now as a promotional tool because his new album, I think he dropped it this week? It's called
Was it this week? I saw the single, but I didn't know he dropped the whole album this week.
Yeah, the album, I think it dropped. I saw it on Spotify and it's called Back on Death Row, so BODR. So now that he owns it, you know. And the thing about Death Row is that it's gone through different hands a couple of times where it was bought by this company named, I think it's like EMC or something of that nature, which then sold to this other group, but that other group was owned by Hasbro. So for a while, Hasbro owned Death Row Records, which is really weird.
That's wild.
Hasbro, it got sold to this other group, so like a bunch of like hedge fund managers and stuff like that. Then now it belongs to Snoop Dogg. So, I mean, is it better in the hands of Snoop Dogg's hands than these these rich suburban assholes who don't really care about the music? Yeah, of course it is. Right? I think.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think Snoop Dogg, too, he's got respect for that label that, like you said, those rich suburban assholes would never have. And I'm hoping we do get, some re-releases from this because there are certain Death Row albums that are not on Spotify. Like Murder Was a Case. Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And that's got a couple of the best, like, Dog Pound songs on it. Though the only thing that's kind of odd about this is Death Row, I think, did lose the rights to some of the music. Like, they no longer have the rights to The Chronic. I don't think they have the rights to All Eyes on Me.
I feel like they don't have the rights to, I believe, any Tupac music. I think that was all moved to Afeni Shakur.
Yeah, back in '98. I mean, you still have like the stamp on there, but it's essentially just like
a vanity label
promotion. Yeah. So really, Snoop Dogg bought his own like masters, and then like Corrupt and Daz's masters.
Is he still on good terms with Corrupt and Daz?
Yeah, no, they Dog Pound dropped an album like a year ago, and he was on there.
Did they really?
Yeah, they've been dropping consistently.
Was it good?
It was what you would expect from the Dog Pound. It's kind of like a similar sound that you get from Snoop, where it's like this retro, like 90s G-funkish sound, but still updated a little bit. But Corrupt. Yeah. Oh, you know what song I hope we get from this? There's a song that didn't appear on any albums or like anything. It's called, is it Drinking 40s and Puffing on a Blunt? And it has like the best Corrupt verse on there. You got to look it up after the show. But he just goes like in there, like how people talk about like Winter Wars with the verse on there. Like this is like the West Coast version of that, where he just goes in for like a minute and a half.
Ooh, okay. I'll definitely check it out. I'll probably bring that. Well, it's not on Spotify though, right? I got to look it up on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. There's actually like a music video for it, which makes it wild that it's not on Spotify or any albums I was able to find.
Okay. For sure. I mean, but this also, if you remember, tomorrow is also the Super Bowl where Snoop Dogg is performing alongside Dre, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige. I mean, could this all be... I mean, the timing lines up too perfectly. This has got to mean that they're going to do some type of Death Row thing at the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. I wonder how Game feels about not being included in that Super Bowl show.
I mean, when is the last time it's been, like, relevant?
I mean, how long ago is 2005? He's just had a cold 17 years. He'll be okay. He can come back tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. It's almost like Kendrick Lamar took the spot that he wanted.
Because Kendrick Lamar is the rapper that the Game wanted to be.
It's true. Anyways, let's move from the West Coast to the dark side of the moon with Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. All right, so how familiar are you with Zack Snyder's body of work?
I saw that 4 hour cut of the Justice League movie, and I think I saw. Did he do Watchmen?
He did do Watchmen.
Okay, those are the only two pieces of his work that I think I've seen.
You haven't seen 300?
I have not. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing.
Okay, so Zack Snyder, he wrote a movie called Rebel Moon, pitched it as a Star Wars movie. Essentially, this movie is Star Wars fan fiction, and we finally got the cast for it with Charlie Hunnam, Digimon Hansu. I don't know.
Digimon?
Shut up. Bay Donna and Ray Fisher, who you remember from that 4-hour Justice League movie, was Cyborg. They're on board to be in Rebel Moon, which is the epic fantasy sci-fi movie that he's making for Netflix. Now, Jenna Malone is also in it, who you might remember as Barbara Gordon in Batman vs. Superman, but not in the theatrical version, in the director's version. And it's set to begin shooting in April. Here's the synopsis for the movie. Sophia Botella, who was the Mummy in the Mummy reboot, she was also in, what else was she in? I think she was in Kingsman. She was Samuel Jackson's assistant. She's like, how do I?
She's around.
She's like this actress who's really pretty, but the most distinctive thing about her is her chin.
It's kind of like a Kat Dennings situation going on there.
She's got like a cleft chin.
Mm.
But anyway,
Crimson Chin.
The Crimson. She's leading an ensemble. The story is there's a peaceful colony on the edge of the galaxy being threatened by the armies of this tyrannical regent named. Hold on, let me see if I can read this. Belisarius, and she's desperate. She sends out. She pretty much goes out to find out warriors from neighboring planets who will help her make a stand. So it's basically like Seven Samurai, but like a Star Wars-ish version, homage to it. So it seems like it's an homage to, I want to say like the samurai films, but also Star Wars. Which I feel like
so it's just kind of.
I mean, I think it could be good. I mean, granted, Zack Snyder is not the best director, but it at least could be visually appealing. I think when it comes to visuals, he's got pretty decent skills at it, unless it's like super slow-mo, which was one of the problems with Justice League, the Snyder Cut.
But, and I think that's an issue with the Watchmen, too, is they just kind of needlessly put in those slow-mo parts in there.
Yeah, true. But also, I think another thing about this movie is that, what was I going to say? I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Anyway,
I think it could be good. They just need to keep Snyder away from that slow-mo button for a while, and, then the movie will probably be half as long. It'll be 2 hours long instead of 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, also, you know what movie is also kind of like this, but like a more comedy version?
What's that?
Do you remember The Three Amigos?
I do remember that.
With, who is it? Chevy Chase?
Steve Martin and...
Martin Short.
Yep.
Yeah, like where it's like we need warriors to come and help us. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of it's a classic story and it's very much a classic trope, but it's kind of gotten played out a little bit. I would say. I don't know.
A little bit. I feel like a lot of people have remade Akira Kurosawa movies in different lights over the years, and a lot of them are kind of getting tired at this point. Because I mean, if you think about like was it the Fistful of Dollars? Yeah, preceded Good, Bad, and the Ugly. That was just a remake of Yojimbo. So I mean, they've been redoing his different films for a long time, and I think Seven Samurai has been made into a couple other films, that have been deeply inspired by that initial film.
Yeah, I've never seen Yojimbo. That's interesting.
It's a good movie. It moves a little slow just because it was made back in the 50s, but yeah, I mean, if you stick with it, it's worth it.
Okay, for sure. Maybe one day I just need to catch up and watch all Kurosawa movies.
They're hard to find because I think they're on the Criterion Collection, and they're really stringent with their crap.
Yeah, the Criterion Collection is really dope. Those are the versions you need to watch. No, but I subscribed to the Criterion channel streaming service for like 2 months, and I just binged a bunch of Criterion stuff.
For
It's worth
sure,
it.
for sure.
Right.
All right. Now let's move on from something that is transition, something that is an homage to Star Wars, to something that is an homage to all sci-fi and fantasy. Oh wait. Yeah. Talking about one of the big Nintendo Direct. This is our kind of, we've combined both of our last topics into this, where it has basically one of my most anticipated games of the year. Should we? How do you want to start this? Do you want to just go through in chronological order? Do you want to go from the big one down to the lower ones, or how do you want to do this?
Just stream of consciousness, whatever you feel like talking about.
Let's talk
Because
about Xenoblade. I am fucking hyped. I am so hyped for Xenoblade 3 because, like, this is. I'm gonna gush a little bit, but they announced Xenoblade 3. It's, if you haven't played any of the Xenoblade games, it is some of the best story. The first game is some of the best storytelling that I've ever seen in video games. The twist is so good. I'm excited for it. The second game is, for some people, it's a little bit too anime-ish. I happen to love it. Some people
a
don't
little
like it.
bit.
It's fine. They can have their wrong opinions, but the game comes out April 22nd, not April 22nd, September 22nd, 2022. I'm super hyped for it. Let's talk about some of the other games that were announced. Let me pull up my list.
Oh, hang on. I got an opinion on Xenoblade 2.
Okay, go on.
So I'm intrigued by the third one. I played a little bit of the first one.
Okay.
The story seems okay, but like the combat in the game, it seems like the Diet Coke variety of like the combat that you get in the Tales of games. To where on there it's more of like this active combat, where Xenoblade is just kind of like press a button, he hits him automatically, stand behind him, and he'll hit him. Like
It's very much kind of like an MMO combat.
yeah, it's like very on rails. Like at least feeling for me. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I could stick with something for like 100 hours that has that combat.
It's so good. It's so good. How far have you gotten in the first one?
I'm 7 minutes in.
Okay. Shizzle. Man, just stick with it. Trust me. All right.
I'll take it to 14 minutes.
All right. Anyways, moving on. So they announced Fire Emblem Warriors: Three Hopes, which is not exactly what I wanted from a new Fire Emblem game, but you've played the first Fire Emblem Warriors. How was that game?
I saw this game coming from a mile away.
Really?
Because they redid because they did the Hyrule Warriors last week,
Last year?
a couple years ago.
A few years ago.
And it kind of fits the same pattern that they did with the original Hyrule Warriors and then the Fire Emblem Warriors games, to where it's kind of this 1-2 every other year. So I'm really interested in this. I really did like the first one. It's very button mashy. It's very kind of like you put on podcasts in the back and do your objectives on there. The one thing I do hope they work on is the AI in it, because the AI in the Warriors games tends to be kind of trash, to where you have to babysit them all the time, or just like swap out, like, because you can swap out different characters in there and you just basically take care of the situation at hand. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious to see if they're going to treat it like how they did with the Breath of the Wild one, where it's going to be like a continuation of the story, if it's going to be like a retelling, if it's going to be like a multiverse thing. So it's definitely got me intrigued. And I don't pre-order, but I'm probably going to be like a day one buy for me.
I played I know what happens at the end of the Zelda one, and I hate it. I really hope they don't do that with this one.
I wouldn't be surprised, because you got to think about the merchandising and everything with that.
Make it so that the first. I want this game. My hopes is that this game, the story will be like the fourth, or no, not the fourth, the fifth path, the golden path, the critical path, where it's everyone combined, joining forces, as opposed to in the actual Fire Emblem Three Houses, where you have to pick a side. So I'm hoping that's what it is. We'll see, though. Let's move on. Advanced Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. This game looks amazing. The animation looks dope. I'm excited for it. I really like the first Advanced Wars on the GBA. What about you?
Yeah. Super excited for it. Like, I was really disappointed when this got pushed back to, was it now, like, is it March or April?
It's now coming out in April, I believe.
So yeah, it was supposed to come out in December, and then when it got pushed, I was like, ah, damn. But that's the one thing I really did want from this direct was getting the date on Advance Wars.
Yeah, meh. We'll see. I'll probably buy it day one. All right, what else? Portal collection. Portal do it for you?
No, it did it for me 10 years ago, but I'm kind of over it. So Valve should probably think about making like a new game, learning a new number, perhaps.
Yeah.
But it's whatever.
MLB The Show. Basically, I mean, the big thing about this that I think is kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Is that it's a Sony first party studio making games for a Nintendo console. So that's pretty weird.
I mean, that's interesting.
My brother's birthday today. Have to buy him a game for his new Switch. Name a must-have game about him. Former personal trailer. Now he thinks he's the Punisher. Thanks. Ha! Oh my God! I know exactly who this is now. Why don't you get him Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 so he can play as the Punisher?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Or if you hate him, just get him a Call of Duty on the Switch.
Do they even have Call of Duty on Switch?
I don't know. If they do, it probably looks like a PS2 game.
What would you say is a must-have game on the Switch? I mean, Zelda, Mario Odyssey. I mean, he has kids, so I think Mario Odyssey he could play it with his kids.
Yeah. Mario Kart.
Or Mario Kart, yeah. Speaking of Mario Kart, good transition. They announced the Mario Kart Booster Track Pack, which they are releasing 48 new courses for Mario Kart. Now, they're all remasters of courses from the previous games, but I still think that's pretty cool if they're remaking old levels that people love and putting them on the new one. Now, at first, it's kind of like, they're just making like course DLC. Seems like some like transaction stuff, which it is. But they also said that it's going to be free if you own the Switch Online Pass, which is giving value to having the expansion pass.
I feel like that's them trying to get in the good graces of people that kind of burned with that like online expansion pass, because the emulation on the N64 games was kind of trash. And yeah, they threw in the Happy Homemaker or whatever that was for the Animal Crossing DLC. But I think this is them really trying to get back into like, hey, this was worth it. Go
ahead.
Let's say, as far as them just adding content to an already existing game, I feel that's just kind of the world we live in at this point, where these games just kind of exist forever. Like Overwatch, it's been around forever. It hasn't gotten an update. Goddamn GTA 5 won't go away. They keep just adding like $1 million cars to it. So I think it's just kind of the climate we're in now. So maybe Mario Kart 9 will come out in 2032.
Yeah. So next, let's talk about Mario Strikers Battle League. I mean, not much to say. I'm excited for this game, but I feel like a lot of the Mario sports games as of recently, they have looked really cool when they first get released, and then when they come out, it's kind of like it's bare bones. So I'm gonna wait on this one.
As you should. I feel like it's like that for a lot of games that Nintendo releases to a certain extent.
Yeah,
where they don't jam pack a whole lot of stuff in there. That's why when you get things like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, where there is a lot of like extra content, it really kind of stands out amongst, like you said, the sports games, or even kind of that Pokemon game that came out recently, where it had like a great core concept, but they really could have evolved it a little bit more than they did.
Yeah. Nice Samantha says no. Mario Strikers is fun. Yeah, I mean, I bet it is. But the problem is like if you look at the screen, like you see the roster and it's not that many characters, and like you'll get like 5 or 6 courses. So we'll see how
I think the question on everybody's mind is, can you build a full soccer team out of Waluigi's?
But yeah. What else? We don't have to talk about Kingdom Hearts because
look at this screenshot.
Because it's the Switch version on cloud.
That's gonna look like trash, like how Hitman 3 looked like trash on Switch.
Klonoa, are you gonna get that? I was a little excited for that.
I'm sorry.
Are Klonoa, the collection
Oh,
1 and 2?
I don't know. I might because I was also looking at the Thai collection on Switch as well. I'm kind of a sucker for the mascot platformers, so
Yeah, same.
when it hits a sale, I might scoop it up.
Okay, okay. Splatoon 3, they showed off more of the Salmon Run mode, which, it didn't really sell me more on the game. I'm already pretty much sold. I love Splatoon, so I'm sure Splatoon 3 is going to be fun.
Yeah, I've already got some costs in on that franchise, so I'm all in on Splatoon 3.
All right, what else was shown? Let's see. Chrono Cross getting a remaster. I'm a big JRPG guy. I'm gonna probably get that. But I
I
wish
found that surprising.
really.
Yeah, like why would they immediately jump to Chrono Cross when, was it Chrono Trigger's been kind of stuck on the DS for the last 10 years?
True.
I think
What
that
else?
would be a good pixel remaster too.
That would be 2D HD
Mm-hmm.
of Chrono Trigger? Boy,
Yes.
yo, yo. And
Hey,
speaking of 2D HD, Live Alive, that looks
yeah,
phenomenal. I know
getting it.
nothing about this game.
Me neither.
And
Not going to pre-order it, but I'm
I'm
excited.
to order it. I'm sold on that game. That game looks fantastic. I was like, what is this? Triangle Strategy, also 2D HD. I'm sold on that. I'm a big tactics guy.
Did you play the demo for that?
Not yet. I'm trying to go completely blind on that one.
Okay, just so you're aware, there's voice acting in that, and it very much reminds me of late '90s, PlayStation 1, RPG, voice acting.
Oh no!
It's not amazing. So just be prepared because I was playing the demo. I was like, is this just placeholder voices, or is this going to be in the real game?
I wonder
Just so you know,
if the Japanese.
I just turn it off. I don't know.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah.
All right. So
I guess that's all
finally,
that happened in the. That's all that happened in the direct. There's no other games.
shut up. Anyways, let's go through these others. Earthbound, and Earthbound Beginnings coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, have you played it yet?
I'm excited. I played Earthbound. I got far on Earthbound Beginnings, but then I got to a boss I couldn't beat and dropped it. So that game's hard.
Yeah, I mean, well, you remember the old slogan, Nintendo hard.
Yeah.
Because they weren't playing those games were for real only 8 hours long, but they're going to find a way to make it 30 hours long because you got grind and everything else.
There was a moment where I was like, oh my god, okay, Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings, and they paused, and I was like, Mother 3.
Never.
Oh.
I feel if they do Mother 3, it's going to be something really kind of weird. They're going to be oh, here's the GBA classic.
Yeah, or
for the first time ever, it's Mother 3, and it's not backlit.
I wonder if they would remake it.
Well, they just need to actually release it in North America first before they can remake it.
I mean, yeah, you never know. I mean, they remade Live Alive, and they never released it. And
they
then
could,
I was gonna say, let's run through the last one, which is also a big one: Nintendo Switch Sports.
I'm surprised at that one.
I mean, essentially, so it's funny because all of the places are calling it Wii Sports 2, forgetting about Wii Sports Resort.
Because everyone forgot about the second half of the life cycle of the Wii.
But also Wii Sports Club on the Wii U. So this is technically Wii Sports 4.
I'm surprised it took them this long to get here. This seems like something that would have been great kind of coming out of the gate with the Switch a few years ago because the Joy-Cons are so much more accurate than the damn Wiimotes ever were. So
yeah,
really would have been.
What Nintendo should have done, honestly, is this is what they should have done. All right. And now Nintendo should hire me. But they should have
packaged, should they?
They should. They should package 1-2 Switch. With the Switch, it should have been a tech demo that came with the game.
And
then they should have announced Wii Sports, this Switch Sports, the following year, in the same month that it released. So it would have been March. So
that would have been smart.
Yeah, see, I have good ideas when it comes to Nintendo stuff.
So yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's it. There was an update for Metroid Dread. Which have you tried that game at all? I still haven't opened my copy.
Oh, I'm at the end of it right now. I'm
So
stuck on like the second to last boss.
Are you gonna do the no hit dread mode?
Absolutely not. I'm going to go back and play the baby mode, actually, so that way I don't lose my shit at the boss encounters. Because some of them towards the end, just like,
I've heard.
yeah,
Yeah, I heard that game is only like 6 hours long, but it'll feel like 20.
yeah, they'll get 20 hours out of your life on that game, just fighting the same damn creatures over and over again.
Also,
So is that it?
yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there was Front Mission, which I've never played, but I heard it was kind of a big deal back in the whatchamacallit, in the PS1 era. Have you ever played those games, Front Mission?
Nah, never have.
It's another tactical RPG. It seems like this is the year for the tactical RPG.
I'm glad that's finally catching on out here. Like that's been an undervalued, genre for a long time for the tactical RPGs.
Because with Front Mission, then you have Advanced Wars, Triangle Strategy. We have the other Mario and Rabbids game. So,
do you feel that part of this is a reaction to Fire Emblem Heroes being so successful on the mobile platforms, where they're saying like, "Hey, there is this market for these tactical RPGs"?
I don't know. Maybe. Huh. Well, I don't know. It could be because it doesn't really seem like Nintendo's been putting a lot of stock into their mobile games, because besides Fire Emblem Heroes, it hasn't really been successful. I mean, they've had to cancel like 2 of them. So
they have. I thought like that's been successful, and then the Animal Crossing one was reasonably successful.
Was it?
So, I mean, they've had a couple. I thought so.
No one really talks about Pocket Camp ever since the real game came out.
That's true. I mean, the real game kind of killed like anything Pocket Camp could ever dream to come up with.
True. All right. Let's move on to our top 5 segment.
All right. So
you're not going to talk about Kirby? I'm surprised.
Oh, do you want?
We didn't talk about Kirby.
Right. Well, I'll go back.
Hold on.
Goodbye. All right.
Hold
on.
We didn't talk about Kirby. Oh my God.
Oh,
fake fan. You're a fake fan.
Fake fan.
I got so caught up with everything else. Look, Kirby and the Forgotten Land looks like a 10 out of 10. It looks like the best game. It's going to be the best game of the year. I'm calling it right now. That game looks like Mario Odyssey on crack. I'm so excited.
I would give it to you on that. It looks like it's going to be one of the best games of the year, but the best game of the year is going to be the Sonic the Hedgehog open world game.
Shut up.
I mean,
shut up. Anyways, it looks fantastic. Kirby in the Forgotten World. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that boy. Look at the car. Look what he can do. All right.
Okay. But Sonic's better because he doesn't need a car. He's the fastest thing alive.
Shut up. Kirby shouldn't need. There's like a thing where it's like to get into high ledges, like Kirby like swallows like this like cherry picker that he can like use to get up. But
head and striking is weird.
Fly for years. It makes no sense. But whatever.
Man, high. I don't know if I can get up there, even though I can fly like a balloon. Let me haunt this cherry picker. How do you think he manipulates it? Do you think it's all like the tongue work in there? Like, how do you think he drives the car? Is it just like his tongue going to town on like the steering wheel?
I have no idea.
I want to see the schematics of how like the inner workings of all that.
The anatomy of Kirby.
Yes.
This game looks fantastic. I'm so excited.
This looks like it's going to be a classic. Hopefully they don't fuck it up.
10 years from now, we'll be talking about this game. We'll be talking about 2022 as the year of Kirby.
I mean, that's a weird way to say Sonic, but sure.
All right, whatever. Anyways, now I see all the slander in the chat, and I want to say I hate all of you. So now let's move on to our top 5, Mikey.
All right. So hold on. I realized I just messed up because I totally didn't have the why it's 4th topic in there, which was about the Oscars. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Have you guys seen the Oscar movies? Any? The only ones I've seen were Being the Ricardos and Dune.
I've only seen Being the Ricardos as well.
I have seen. Let me look at the notes. None of them, but let me tell you why they're wrong.
Why?
So actually, I don't care about most of these. I do find it a little weird that Licorice Pizza is on the nomination for Best Picture of the Year because Gio, have you like done any research on that movie?
Mikey told me something about it, that it's something racist.
Well, there's that, and there's also like sexual grooming that's happening to like an underage boy in that movie by an older woman. So
What?
yeah, like that's kind of a key part
What?
of that. So I find it interesting that a movie that has that so explicitly is up for such a large award.
Hmm.
But also I find it weird that a Disney movie, Shang-Chi, got the nomination of special effects over Godzilla versus Kong, which obviously I'm biased, but even putting that aside, you can look at that movie and kind of see that it's kind of far and away visually more intricate than a lot of the Disney movies.
I
To
agree.
where Kong and Godzilla both look like living, breathing creatures as opposed to like the glowing lights that tends to be a lot of the Disney movies.
I will say Shang-Chi has really good 3D.
But does that mean that is it the best 3D that you've seen that
No, it
year,
was
though?
not. It was not. Because I have Godzilla vs Kong on 3D Blu-ray, and it is amazing. And I don't think
Yeah,
it
like
compares or well, some Marvel movies, because Marvel 3D is really good, but
okay.
but
But I'm just talking about like the fidelity of the computer animation.
no, yeah.
Because Marvel movies
I
seem
agree
kind
with
of
you on
hit or
that one.
miss.
This is what I'm mad about the Oscar. Right?
Okay, here we go.
Not only was Belle snubbed for Best Animated Feature, but it was snubbed for Best Picture, which it was the best movie of last year.
Okay, so going on that, now, how
Is
many
it?
times has there ever been an anime movie that has been nominated for either of those categories?
Spirited Away
Up,
was
So
the
you
last one.
can think of one from 21 years ago.
Yes.
up.
Okay,
No, Pixar's Up, wasn't it?
Wait, what?
Pixar's Up with the balloon
No,
house.
an anime
Oh,
movie.
anime.
Not anime.
Oh, shit. Okay, I thought you meant animated. Okay, never mind.
but yeah,
Out of my depth
Up
here.
is an amazing Pixar movie. But okay, so a few beefs I
Oh,
have
let me
with
look
that,
that.
like anime movie, they're never gonna get a an Oscar. Like even one as amazing as like Your Name or ones like that, there just isn't that following there. I feel it's still a little too niche in it to where the general public is not going to go see it enough. And the way the Oscars are set up, where they go and they just send basically gifts and all that to the different people who
Yeah.
choose.
No, I know the politics.
Togo's not going to go and do that.
But they're still wrong. They're still wrong.
Well, yeah, the Oscars been wrong almost every season.
So I'm gonna still
Like,
bitch
look at
about
all the
it.
amazing movies that never won.
I'm going. This is the plan, right? When I become rich and famous and powerful in
So
Hollywood,
supreme
right?
leader, yes. So
Yes.
when your dictatorship begins,
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna host the Oscars, but anime movie is gonna win Best Picture of the Year, and I'm
every year.
And then whoever the kind of person who is like the director of the academy, well, I'll go to him, I'm gonna slap him one time and be like, "Sussy baka," and then that's gonna fix everything.
So you're gonna okay.
I'm gonna fix
Speaking
everything.
of hosts, I think I read something that they're gonna have a. When's the last time you guys watched the Oscars? Okay, it's been a while. So what they're trying to do is they're gonna have. I think I read if this is correct. So if I'm wrong, please someone correct me. They're gonna have 3 hosts for this year's Oscars, and they're going to present the Oscar ceremony in a 3-act structure, which I don't know how that would work or make sense, but yeah. And aside from the hosting part, Kevin Smith said that the Oscars not nominating No Way Home for I forgot what categories. Like it should have been nominated for more things because I forget how he phrased it. He's saying like popularity of films should also be part of the barometer of like what can be a best picture. Like because most of he thinks it should be a factor, and among like many of the art stuff, like artsy things, including like the stunt work, because stunt work's still not getting any recognition in the academy, and yeah, just stuff.
I disagree. Like, so he's saying that movies that take in more should be recognized more often by the Academy?
No way. Yeah, let me just find a direct quote. Okay, Kevin Smith outraged Spider-Man No Way Home. He said,
I love that title.
I would just like to congratulate the good folks who made No Way Home for the very deserved Best Picture nomination that I'm sure it got. I didn't read the nods before he read the nominations, and then his reaction. Oh, it was during a show on his podcast, Fat Man Beyond. And he said, what the F? They got 10 slots. They can't give one to the biggest movie of the last 3 years. And they're like, why won't anyone watch the show? Like, freaking make a populist choice. Look, man, you got how many slots? Throw in Spider-Man, for God's sake. Let him swing in there. Freaking poor kids always getting crapped on and stuff. And show Peter Parker some love. I'm not even being facetious. With as many movies as they now nominate for Best Picture. And, yeah. Oh, and he's...
Kevin's...
Oh, sorry. One more thing. His stream got cut off, and then he was joking. I guess he's a kid. The conspiracy is real. I spoke about Spider-Man not being nominated by the Academy, and we got tossed off of YouTube. Titles do things together, and the two lies. Okay, no, he was just trolling. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it should have got nominated. To be honest, I mean, it was you know, just because it's a superhero movie doesn't mean that it's not a really good. I mean, you have all these directors and cinema people saying like, it's not really art, it's not really cinema. They're just this, that, and other. But like, no, like these are important things. These stories matter. They're well told. I mean, just because it's a part of a franchise doesn't mean that it shouldn't be congratulated. What's the difference between someone, being inspired by Spider-Man and telling a good story, a comic book that was written in like the 40s, than someone pretty much being inspired by The Lord of the Rings and making a really good movie off of it? They're both, kind of niche, like things. They're kind of nerdy things. Why? What's the difference?
And
I don't know.
To support Kevin Smith's like outrage, like compared to when Avatar got nominated. I mean, that story is like whatever, but it got nominated for Best Picture, and then it had received a bunch of nominations, and because it was a game-breaking film, but like story-wise, it was just whatever. The graphics for everything looked amazing. Same with No Way Home, because I would say the story of No Way Home and Avatar. I mean, they're not like the best stories in the world, but they were definitely entertaining, in my opinion.
See, I do agree that they're entertaining, though I feel part of the power of a movie is what stays with you beyond the movie and kind of stays with you after the movie. When I go and see Marvel movies especially, there tends not to be a lot of things that kind of linger on in my head, feelings that linger on it that like stay with me once the movie's over. Once it's wrapped, it's kind of like, okay, well, what am I going to get for lunch? Instead of, like a movie like Taxi Driver where it stays with you at the end. Mm-hmm. Or, some of these other older movies, or like, do you?
I think with like certain Marvel movies, like Spider-Man and Endgame, like those are things that stick with people.
I don't know.
I know someone who still can't watch what happens after Tony Stark snaps after Endgame because it emotionally like scarred them.
Oh,
where he snaps and he kills all those people?
No, where he killed himself.
Oh, that's right. That snap.
But
so
that's our Oscar topic talk for that, and now we will move on to our top 5 discussion. And this week, I ask you guys, what is your top 5 childhood crushes? Starting with Gio, or what do you guys want to go first?
Huh?
All right. So starting out, I just want to point, if anyone sees any type of pattern in this, it's completely coincidence. So, do I start at number 5 or number 1, Mikey?
5.
5. So, 5 is Kelly. I don't know how to say her middle name. Kelly Williams, basically better known as Laura from Family Matters. They probably work better with like a visual aid. So if you ever saw Family Matters, and she was the one that Urkel was just like constantly pestering the whole time. But yeah,
All right, my number 5, Melissa Joan Hart. Now, some of you may recognize Melissa Joan Hart as Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I remember her as Clarissa from Clarissa Explains It All. I was very much a Nickelodeon kid growing up. Like when I was a young kid, I would watch Nick Jr. When I was more of a grown kid, I watched Nickelodeon. And then I even sometimes would stay up late and watch Nick at Night. But there's something about Melissa Joan Hart where she was kind of this like a little bit of a sarcastic everyday teen that I was just like, I just remember being like 4 or 5 years old watching that show, not understanding any of like the teenage songs she had, but being like, yo, she's cute. Chill 382 said, "Where's Alex Mack?" Not on my top 5, unfortunately, Chill, but I definitely was more of a Clarissa Explains It All guy. All right.
So my number 4 is Rosanda Thomas, better known as Chili from TLC. And
yeah.
I mean, easily the best member of TLC. I know a lot of people gravitate towards Left Eye, but I don't know. She just had like a certain like smoothness to her and just like a certain coolness that I don't think the other two had. So she always like stood out to me. And
was she the one that got cheated on by Usher?
Yeah, and then that's why
she
got one of the best R&B albums of all time, Confessions.
Yeah, true. I'm very surprised that a certain snub off of this list. I'll mention it when the list is complete.
I was very surprised you guys left someone out, but go on.
Oh, wait. I think I know who you're talking about. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Number 4 is Brandy. Now, Brandy, I got exposed to Brandy, the singer, who also had a sitcom because my cousins watched her show all the time. And Brandy's just got like, well, 1, she can sing. And then 2, she's got like a very like just very beautiful smile, like a radiant, like just kind of like being a kid, like not really caring about what my cousins would do, but they'd always watch Brandy, and I was just like, yo, like, all right, like, she pretty. All right.
I had a friend in high school whose mom said that Brandy looked like Jiminy Cricket. And we'd be in there watching the Brandy show. She's like, "Oh, you watching the Jiminy Cricket show?" Also, I've always been Team Monica over Brandy. So I don't know if you're a fake fan of Brandy like you are Kirby, or if you remember like the Brandy versus Monica debate, but just throwing it out there.
Get out of here. But, all right. Get out of here.
So angry just because I'm right. So my number 3 is Karen Parsons, who is better known as Hillary from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was also in the movie Class Act. If you ever have a chance to see that, Kid and Play, it's a classic. I don't know. I just thought she's a good actress.
Yes, because she's had many other roles other than those 2.
Between those 2, I mean, she's well. I feel like after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that was such a fucking shut up. It was such a big show that she kind of got typecast into that role afterwards.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, who else really had a career after that show other than Uncle Phil and Will Smith? Okay, Carlton, because he had America's Funniest Home Videos like 20 years later. So I guess technically him, but I don't know. I think she retired from acting shortly after that show concluded as well, though, because I think she retired in like 98.
Okay, fair enough. All right, my number 3. No, it's Olympic season. So let's talk about my crush when my parents would put on the Winter Olympics, Michelle Kwan. And figure skaters, I've always been like, figure skaters, they got the outfits, they're out there spinning around. And I was like, Michelle Kwan was the hype back then. And, as like I think it was like 94, not 45, 94, 95 is when she was pretty much winning the golds. And I was like, she's really pretty. And I think there was an episode of Sesame Street that she was on. So, yeah, Michelle Kwan, she got that fire on the ice. The ice and fire. Still 382 said surprise no waifus yet. Actually, these are all actual 3D people. Surprise, surprise.
We kept in the 3rd dimension on this one.
We're hitting the 3rd dimension on this one.
All right. Okay. Number 2 for me was Maya.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, she to me is just like quintessential like '90s girl. Just like the whole look she had, the music she had, just everything's just like she always brings me back to that. Watching her music videos and yeah,
I think the only music video for Maya I really watched was the My Love Is Like, because that was the biggest one, right?
yeah.
Like My Love It's Like, yo, and that was a hot video. That was fire.
Yeah, no, she had a bunch of good videos.
All right, my number two, Topanga from Boy Meets World. I think Topanga's got to be on almost any 90s boys, at least like top 15 list. Like, she may not be in your top five, but for me, Topanga was up there. She was just like, I don't know how to describe it. She was like the girl next door who was also the popular girl, who was also the smart girl. Just so damn pretty. And I think especially for like boys my age or girls, we don't judge here, or non-binary people, whatever. She was just kind of like the all-in-one package. Like, and you were like, damn, like Corey really is kicking outside of his coverage. Like, she's out of his league. And it gave
Whoops.
hope to many of us guys who are like, yo, like maybe we too could one day be like, can one day find someone who is out of our league. So for sure.
Someday.
You need to pick a different number two.
I
We
accidentally
can't agree
revealed
on.
it early. But go on. Tell us your number two.
All right. Oh, my number two?
Unless you have
He
more
already
to
said
say
his
about
number two.
Maya. I mean, sorry to cut that off.
Oh, I already picked my number two.
Yeah, he's been going on about Topanga for a while.
Oh shit! What the heck? I had a brain fart. What the heck? Sorry. Go on.
All right. So my number one quintessential '90s girl, Janet Jackson.
Ooh, okay.
Had the albums. She had Poetic Justice. She just had an amazing decade. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's like any guy's like top, I'd say like 10 for like '90s. Before the plastic surgery, before all the weird stuff, just straight when, Janet Jackson was Janet Jackson. Velvet Rope, the Janet album, coming off of Rhythm Nation. Yeah.
Wait,
Because she had.
did you watch the latest Janet Jackson documentary that came out like
I didn't.
2 weeks ago?
I'm a little torn on it because I don't know. Because I've heard kind of conflicting things of how accurate it really is, because she seems kind of apologetic for a lot of stuff that she shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably end up watching it just as a fan later on, but it wasn't something that I would leapt onto immediately.
Yeah, I heard. Well, I didn't hear any mixed reviews. The people I follow, they're like, oh my god, like Janet Jackson, like she finally is getting like recognition with this documentary of all the things that she has accomplished in her career and stuff, and it's a lot. It's crazy. Like she's had a hit in every decade, I think.
Yeah, she has.
Oh, damn.
I mean, Control is one of the best. I know, like Thriller's like an amazing album from the '80s, but Janet Jackson's Control, her second album, is also like amazing. So if you haven't heard that, you got to look it up. It's on Spotify. No excuse.
Well, have you guys seen this YouTube video wherein Janet Jackson brought a fan on stage and had him like
No.
strapped down,
No.
and she would sing to him, and then he was like freaking out. It's kind of hilarious, and it's very cringy to watch, but it's like you can't look away because it's so bad. I'll look for it and link it in the chat so everyone.
Okay.
All right, for sure.
All right.
All right. My number one. And honestly, like if you know me, this shouldn't be as no surprise. Right? My number one is Selena. Because goddamn, she could sing. She had the hits. Like oh my god, she's so everything. She is like radiance. I remember even as a young boy seeing her perform in that burgundy dress, like her like that the most iconic like burgundy dress ever.
That wasn't a dress.
It was like Selena was it. Like she had the bangers, and it's oh my god. I just sometimes I think about like what her career like could have been if she was tragically murdered. And yeah, chill. 382 says I live in her town. Oh, you do? That's right. I forgot. You from where? You from the Mecca, the Selena Mecca? Yeah, I'm sure. Like in Texas, she's like revered, like throughout.
They have to have like a brass sculpture of her in every town out there.
Only saving grace. Yeah, no, they have to, man. Like honestly, if we did a top 5 of like people that I hate, like Yolanda would be in like probably like there, the lady that murdered her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'd be like her and like Robert Horry. But yeah,
I knew that she was like the top of your list. So I purposely did not put Selena on my top 5, but she's usually everybody's top 5 from the 90s.
yeah, no, for sure. Save to watch. Oh, is that the Janet Jackson video, Mikey?
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. So I'm very, very surprised that either of you guys didn't put Amy Jo Johnson, aka the Pink Power Ranger.
I was thinking about that, and it really came down to basically what did I watch more as a kid, and she was gonna be my top 5, but I was like, I really watched Clarissa Explains It All all the time as a kid, and I didn't really watch the Power Rangers as much because I was a Nickelodeon kid. So it's definitely about exposure.
Okay.
And I did watch Power Rangers, but I like Trini more. So
I also did like Trini more.
Yeah.
Same.
Surprise.
Well, they're all in the same tier for me. But yeah, all right. So that is their top 5 childhood crushes, and now for the 1v1 showdown. Here is the question: has anime gone mainstream? What are your guys' takes on this?
All right, Wyatt, I'm gonna let you go first.
All right, so I'm saying yes, it has gone mainstream. I say this because of you see like the ticket sales from certain movies, like Demon Slayer. There's a reason that's like it was like the biggest movie last year. I think other than Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man beat it, but worldwide, I think Demon Slayer had it. Would have just the amount of imports and merchandise availability that you have now, where anime is no longer this thing that's kind of like tucked in the back of like Spencer's Gifts for like you to go find next to like all the weird sex stuff in the back. It's now like at the front of the store. You got it at Walmart. You got it at Target. There's everything's being imported now, as opposed to like back in the day where like you had to go find somebody who knew someone that like imported some like VHS that was like roughly translated about things. Like I was watching Alita Battle Angel, the anime from the early 90s, and how like that translation, that whole deal was like super, super rough. But it was a reflection of the times because anime was still super fringe back then. So you got these really rough like translations and just American cuts of things, save for like Akira, which is amazing. I'd also say like the anime convention, the attendance on that has gone up significantly over the past decade or so, especially within the last 5 or 6 years. There's more vanilla pop culture references where they can reference anime characters and people get the reference. I feel that My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer has kind of been like a watershed in terms of making anime more mainstream. It's doing for kids now what kind of Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon did for our generation, to where it becomes kind of this more of a pop culture cornerstone. I think as those franchises continue on, you'll see that more and more. Then just general public knowledge of anime characters. I feel that's a good telltale sign as well. There are people in the Midwest who know who Goku is, who know, who Usagi is. Maybe not by that name, just by Sailor Moon, but they definitely have that exposure to it. And again, going back to the merch availability, where it's available everywhere. There's kiosks in the mall that only sell like anime merch now, where you didn't have that back in the day. You had to go to some lonely comic book store and hope that the owner imported something. So yeah, that's in a nutshell my argument as to why it's mainstream.
Now, I will concede to you that anime has become more popular, but I would not say that it is mainstream, because earlier we were just talking about the Oscars, and even you said that it's not reached the mainstream level where
I knew you were going to bring that up.
you just fucked yourself. But you basically said it hasn't reached it hasn't reached a level to where it is mainstream till we will see an anime movie become, an Oscar even nominee to where it won't get nominated. I mean, honestly, Demon Slayer was the most sold, like you said, movie was the last year or the year before in both Japan and worldwide and the United States. It's a cultural phenomenon in the sense that but it has not reached the niche, or it hasn't reached past the niche. It is still a culture, like not culture, but like cult classic. It is still something that only us, weeaboos that we care about. I'll wear my anime shirts out in public, and I'll still get weird looks from people. Like it has.
Well, you get weird looks from people because of other reasons, but yeah, that's.
You know what? Screw you.
All right. Stop shouting. People would stop staring at you so much.
Anyways, I don't think it's reached a mainstream level. We still have people who don't, even though they don't really care for anime in general, even things that are like vanilla, like My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer. Even though, well, I like Demon Slayer, I don't really care for My Hero Academia, but people
didn't you read the whole manga?
Oh, I really liked the beginning, and then it fell off for me.
Yeah,
but
all right.
I don't think it's reached the mainstream yet. You go ask. I was gonna say, you go ask any person on the street, hey, do you know who Deku is? And I think only maybe two to three people out of 10 will say yes, they know.
You know what? We got to go do a street segment of the show where we start asking people.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to do a street segment.
All right, come out to Zack and we'll do a street segment downtown and see.
I'll bring Mikey, and we'll have like characters on like.
Let's have Mikey dress up as Deku, and we'll be like, "Who is this?"
Okay,
so Mikey's obviously on board.
I don't know about that.
So I feel like you kind of let me clarify my statement from earlier. In me saying that anime is still kind of niche, and I'm talking more of the academy that chooses the awards for or chooses films for those awards, but mainstream popularity, that's within the general public like consciousness. You go and say that Demon Slayer was the highest like grossing movie from last year in Japan and worldwide, in your argument against it being mainstream, don't you think that's a little counterintuitive to your argument to admit that it was the highest grossing film of the last year?
Okay, but that's talking about worldwide as far as Japan and China and
we're speaking mainstream.
But that's in a different country. Mainstream America, it's still niche.
It's still niche, but it was one of the highest grossing films in America?
No, it was the highest grossing films worldwide. So we're combining all of them.
Can Mikey look up and see what the highest grossing, where it stands for American like intake of last year?
All right,
I guarantee you.
What am I searching right now?
What's
just Demon Slayer ticket sales?
All right,
for 2021.
America. I'll get back to you within a minute.
Right. Yeah, in North America. Because I guarantee you, it did not make as much as some of the big blockbusters we've had.
Well, yeah, it didn't make as much as fucking Spider-Man. I'm freaking Spider-Man. Like, that's like the all-time like biggest mainstream like superhero ever versus like, which is essentially still like a mainstream though emerging like art form because people are finally getting over their bit of xenophobia over Asian culture and letting
also, like anime still has a lot of those also like stereotypes that people think it's some weird like pervert thing, which
I mean it is, but people are becoming more open-minded.
To be fair, I mean there is a lot of that there, but it's not all of what mainstream is. Like I work with kids and I ask them if they've ever seen a Ghibli movie, and like 90% of them have never seen a Ghibli movie.
Are you serious? The school I work in, like 90% of the kids have like they have all this like Demon Slayer shit, and there's kids that show up in like Ghibli movie TV or T-shirts. Granted, the school I work in has a large Asian population, so I don't know if that has something to do with it.
You think?
Maybe our samples are, heavily varied. Where you're in Concord, I'm in like South Sac. So I'm sure that would, could be like a sampling error.
And I think a lot of it, like, and even and like we if we talk about like race into like anime, right? It's like it's gone definitely like we could talk about how in Latin America like anime is really big because of like when people were looking for content to put in Latin American TV shows, they took a lot of anime. So like even my parents like watched like some of those older cartoons growing up, and then of course no one's saying that just because it's an Asian Asian people like automatically love anime. No one's saying that, but you get like the kind of the older siblings who a lot of them might watch anime and they pass it on to their younger siblings. So,
but I think too, it doesn't like. I don't know if you remember like the xenophobia that was kind of around anything that came from Japan back in the early '90s. Like, there's a reason they called like anime like Japanimation at the beginning because they wanted you to know where it was from.
Oh, really?
But there is like this. Yeah, back like early '90s. I'm talking like
90
pre like Toonami.
Okay.
Like probably like 1990 or actually no, I'd say from like 87 to like 95. It was called like Japanimation. And then like the term anime kind of got a little bit more in vogue and moved away from that. But there's a lot of xenophobia against Japanese people throughout the 80s and early 90s. Because there was a lot of people that thought that they were going to come over and like replace like whites in jobs, that the American car industry was going to fall because of, the Japanese actually made reliable cars that weren't pieces of shit that rolled down the street.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, there's like this whole bit of racism that kind of had to do with that. That's why you had, properties like Sonic the Hedgehog that came out that masqueraded as being American, and really that was a Japanese property.
Yeah, because if you watch the cartoon, it was very American. It wasn't anime.
Extremely so.
Yeah. That's why they got Urkel to do the voice.
Mm-hmm. Right. He's still the greatest Sonic.
I got stats for you guys. Okay, so.
All right.
So, let me start off with the opening weekend in Japan. It opened to, wait, is that domestic? Okay, never mind. I'll start with domestic. It made $49 million in North America, which is pretty decent for an animated movie. And overall, it had a box office gross of over $500 million.
Worldwide?
Yeah. But it's 49 in North America and 6 million in France, 2 million in the UK, and 3 million in Mexico. And the big one is 365 million in Japan.
So it's about a tenth of the global box office, which is still pretty small, I would say, compared to everywhere else.
Really, compared to France and compared to England, like they're not taking in nearly as much. And he's just looking at opening weekends too. That's a film that really had staying power.
But that
it was in theaters for a while. Like it wasn't just like
you got to think about the population difference between us and France and us and like England.
No, I am taking that into consideration, but I'm also
here's the opening box office for Japan, which is $31 million compared to America's opening weekend, which is 21. So it's just $10 million less than Japan's opening weekend.
So just right below Japan, then we were second.
But Japan is like the size of California.
I think you need to look at a map. I don't think Japan is the size of California.
I think it is. Well, population-wise, it is, isn't it?
I think they're above.
Mike, you can look this up.
Mikey, you need to keep looking up stats.
Yes, okay.
Population versus Japan.
Japan versus
So next
California.
we need to do is Mikey's going to break out a calculator, and he's going to have to calculate per person how much should they pay to see this movie.
Okay, how does Japan compare to California in population? Japan is nearly 3.5 times as populous as California. Japan's population, 127 million. California's population, 37 million. As of, these are 2010 numbers. So these are kind of outdated by a decade.
Okay, so still, that's about, if they're at 130 million, that's a little bit less than half of the American population. And for us to only come in 10 million below that, I would still say that it's pretty mainstream in America.
Okay, but still, people still like look. That might just be hardcore nerds rewatching the movie because there are people like that. Hold on. I see some slander on my name in chat. Let me ban this man real quick.
Oh, and also, in terms of size, is the state of California bigger than Japan? California is around the same size as Japan. Japan is approximately, well, I'm not going to say the approximate number, 377 square kilometers, while California is approximately 403 square kilometers, making California 7% larger, while the population of Japan is 88 million more than California.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds crowded as.
Yeah.
So.
I'm here for it. Japan 2022. I'm on my way there to you. Get ready for this.
They're closing the border now.
They're never gonna open it back up.
No.
It reminds me of the meme where it's like 3 dudes like taking videos being like, Vegas ain't ready for us. And it's like, yeah, Vegas ain't ready for 3 roided up frat boys who buy their club clothes from Kohl's. And it's like, I'm like saying like, Japan ain't ready for me. It's like, yeah, Japan ain't ready for some big fat bearded weeb.
With glasses.
That's funny.
You know what? What's his name? 3 shots of Kettle One. Let me time you out again. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? 3 shots of Kettle One. Time out. Time out. 3 shots of Kettle One. There we go. This has become a weekly thing where I just time him out.
You should probably stop berating your viewers. That might help as well.
No, he deserves it. I'll untime him out. Anyways.
All right. So is this the part we asked the chat who won?
Yes.
Did you grasp at straws?
Oh yeah, we actually
whatever.
We actually haven't decided a winner on the segment. Yeah. Well,
no, we haven't.
Let's do that. Let's have the chat decide. Unless it's like trolling.
No, everyone's gonna troll against me every week.
I know.
Why do you think this is conspiracy against you? There's no conspiracy against you.
There's always a conspiracy against me. Especially
you probably shouldn't shout
watch this show. Yeah, I wonder why exactly.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Collusion. Yeah. Anyways.
Anything more to say on your arguments?
I don't have any other closing arguments, I guess. Demon Slayer kind of killed my shit, motherfuckers.
All right. Well, so I guess that will bring us to the end of today's episode of the 1v1 show. And if you guys like what we do here, please give us a follow. Why it wins? Okay. I see what you mean, Gio. But yeah, if you guys like what we do here, please give us a follow on our socials. Boom, over there on IG, Twitter, and you can support us on Patreon. Like I said, we have 3 tiers where we can get you a $3 tier, $5 tier, and a $10 tier. And you can see what the rewards are on our Patreon. But thank you to everyone who participated in the chat. And we also have an audio podcast. The audio version will be on Spotify. I know I haven't uploaded last week's episode, but I'll upload both of them tomorrow because this week was just filled with lots of projects and deadlines, and I was stressing out, and I didn't do this stuff. But I will do it tomorrow. But so other than that, follow us on our socials, and huge thanks to Wyatt for being a guest host this week. And
happy to do it.
Yeah, and so with that said, it's the end of the show. But if you guys want more show, just stay tuned for a little bit, maybe 5-10 minutes, while we all get situated, get our drinks and snacks and stuff. And but if you're listening to this on audio, this is the end. But so anyways, I'm Hyphy Soul, aka Mikey, and follow along with
your boy Geo Huey Flow
and our guest host
Wyatt Cassio Giroux.
And thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys. Wait, what the heck is it?
Stick around for the post show.
Oh, there it is. And see you guys next week. Until then, later. And hold on. I'll wait for you to sit down there. Oh, okay, hopefully no one saw that. I was like, and we're back. I was like, wait, never mind, not yet. Okay.
What happened?
We saw inside your
Oh,
clothes.
Everyone saw what?
Inside your clothes for a little, like, a
Oh,
quick
no.
second while you were sitting down. I was like, oh wait.
Wardrobe
But,
malfunction.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Huh. Relevant
Careful, you
term.
don't want that to ruin your podcasting career.
All right. So Gio, I was hoping to show you.
What's up?
So my sister sent me a box from Japan, as like she does every other month, and
Okay.
she sent me stuff, particularly from Super Nintendo World in Japan, and
Oh,
look what I'm eating right now. I don't know if you can see that.
I can't see it.
Coffee cup?
No, it's an instant rice risotto
Oh,
meal from Super Nintendo World, and yeah, and then the top, I don't want to tilt it because there's water in here, boiling water, and yeah.
they're asking if your sister's in Japan.
Yeah,
the
my
chat.
sister lives in Japan right now.
Well, it may not be as nice as yours, but I have some instant miso ramen.
Dude, I had the exact same. I had that exact same ramen last week. Those are from Costco, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. There's nothing to write home about.
We got a ramen spot in Fairfield now?
No, I don't live there, but that's cool.
Well, I do. Well, I mean, like,
Tell her hook it up with them figures. What the fuck? How much for her to hook up us up on figures? I think I asked that for Gio too, but like she said they were like still just expensive in the States, but just without tax and stuff, right? I think. I don't know. But I'll ask again. Just give me a list, and so keep a lookout. Cause another thing that I'm gonna show off. Since she got me stuff from Japan, because this box, she sent this box in October, I think, and it just got here in February.
Yeah.
And this box contained my birthday present, and it is this. Oh, let me solo myself here. Penny Parker, an android.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so now all I need is the Gwen Stacy, and like I thought I was gonna stop with the Nendroids, but like if I have this one now, I might as well like complete the Spider-Verse set. And then so yeah.
Help me get you.
In the non-weirdest way, what's the digits? Yeah, okay, you're joking. Okay, where's? Oh, nope. There we go. But yeah. Are you guys seeing the stream right now? Like the actual stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All I need is through OBS and also my phone.
Okay. I'm gonna show that Janet Jackson video.
Okay.
You guys ready for that? It's crazy.
I'm ready for the cringe.
Oh, it's so cringy. And hold on, let me just move to chat. Is it becoming a mukbang podcast? I guess. You know, 'cause last week was all about food, and this one is all about like instant food. Let's see, where can I move the chat to? Where is the chat box?
Anyways, while Mikey's looking that up, I'm excited for the Super Bowl, the halftime show. Hopefully, Kendrick Lamar premieres some new music.
ASMR food
I hope
eating
so.
contest podcast. All right, you guys ready for this video?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sorry, I'll talk about Super Bowl after. All right. So she picks a fan from the crowd. You know, pretty much like in Marry Me. You come up here to the stage, and I feel like this is how Gio would react if he got selected. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Man, it looks like he's about to pass out.
Bro. Oh, wait. He's got a... Oh, my...
The guy has the same. He has the same.
He's
box
hyperventilating
size.
already.
My dog is looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong?
And I can read his lips. Oh my god, I love you so much. Okay. I love you. Oh my god. I love you. Oh, I'm effing G. And then she starts singing the song. Good thing we're not partnered, because this could be DMCable. Actually, I don't know. It's concert audio. Actually, I don't know if I could show this. It's not. I mean, it's in front of 5,000 people inside a stadium. So how inappropriate can it be?
There's bound to be children somewhere in that stadium.
Oh yeah, my niece is. Turn off the TV. Do not watch the show right now. Dude basically reenacted the Lonely Island song on stage. Oh shit. Dude, his face, dude. Okay,
Oh damn.
hold on, maybe I'll skip. Let's not show that part. Hold on, let's wait for it. Oh my, like, see, okay, I'll describe it. She's putting her crotch all up in this dude's, or like not touching his face, but like just in the area in his face, and he's like freaking out. Okay, all right, that part's over. And that pleated though, right?
Yeah.
On some Catwoman shit. Like, imagine if there's Gio and the Peggies. This is exactly what would happen.
Yeah, because I could see him on stage just not shutting up the entire time.
You asshole! I was mid eating my noodles. First of all, the Peggies wouldn't do that because they're perfect angels.
Oh, okay. Maybe it might be a little inappropriate there, because now it's back in his crotch area. Okay, there we go.
Good damn.
You could hear him on her mic.
Oh my god! I love you so much!
My glasses are falling off. Hold on. Let me. Okay, now she's straddling him there, and okay, now his glasses fell off completely because he's freaking like going crazy. Okay, now they went into the stage. The platform they were on just lowered, and now all we see is flames.
He killed him.
He had to have died. Oh, that was an experience?
Yeah, and there are multiple videos of this, but this one's like the most cringeworthy one.
Oh my god!
Okay, so I guess that was that. So yeah, that was the Janet Jackson video I was talking about from earlier.
Chill in the chat says Peggy have their name for a reason. Are you prepared to? First of all, no, this has got to be some lost in translation there. All right, chill. We don't need to hear your pervert thoughts out here, putting those on my perfect angels. Get the fuck out.
You've obviously never seen their live shows then.
I have, actually. One time I bought tickets to their virtual concert and stayed up till 3 a.m. to
Virtual
watch
concert.
It. Yeah,
Just
right?
like download a recording of
A
it
YouTube
later.
video?
Yeah.
This was before I found where I could find it online and not pay for it. But
So you're such a good fan that you steal their music online and don't
Wow,
pay
you
them
don't support
to
them.
listen to their music.
I actually
Wow.
paid.
I was
paid for
financially
it.
supporting it, but now I can do it for free.
You know what? Shut up, both of you. Get the fuck out of here. I did pay for that concert.
Gio was that dude
alright?
watching the pic. You know, yeah, exactly.
You know what? I hate you. I hate both of you. All three of you. You two chill. Anyways, Super Bowl. Let's talk about that. I'm excited to see. For once, the halftime show is not a touring. Well, not only for once, but it's exciting. Um, I think I thought the Weeknd did a good job, but like I feel like other years it's been very vanilla and bland.
I actually didn't like the Weeknd's halftime show until I listened to the album, and I was like, okay. And then I rewatched it again, and then I was like, oh, the Super Bowl is part of like this whole story arc that he's doing with his music videos and like live performances. Like they're all like part of like a cohesive storyline. And don't make me come to Vegas to handle this, Huey. Just chill. Wait, are you coming to
You know
Vegas
what?
too, or no?
I think he said he can't make it.
Well, I'll do some IRL streams while we're there. Speaking of IRL streams, I was tested out. I don't know if you guys saw that I streamed yesterday doing disc golfing because I was trying to test my 5G streaming on my phone.
Mhm.
But apparently 5G is not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's still pretty decent. So
Okay.
we shall see. Because I was thinking about doing a live stream for the entire drive because I looked on the 5G coverage map and roads that we will be traveling has 5G coverage. And I was like, ooh. And I have unlimited data. So I was like, maybe.
At the same time, it's going to be. I think Wyatt said it's fear and loathing in Las Vegas, but it's actually going to be loathing and loathing in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
For him.
And the way I think I'm going to have that chat set up inside the car on our road trip is I'm going to have the chat or have like a bot verbalize everything that's said in the chat. So like I don't have to look at the phone to like see what chat is saying. I can hear what chat's saying. But the only downfall is probably can't listen to like DMCA music, but we probably listen to all your anime music because I feel like that won't get taken down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, have fun with that 10-hour drive.
I know, right? I know.
The same 3 songs for 10 hours.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. Yeah, well, we still need to hear the chat, so I'm gonna have that volume up too. But yeah.
You guys are taking Gio's car down there?
Yeah, and the deal is I'll be driving the entire time because I wanted to drive there and not fly there because stuff.
Hopefully that'll encourage Gio to actually clean the shit out of his front seat so that way he'll have a place to put his feet when he sits in his car.
Right? Yeah, and then probably clean your car because we're gonna be looking at your car for like 6+ hours perhaps.
Or at least if you're being lazy, just drive really fast on the freeway and just open up the door and let all the trash kind of flow out onto the road.
In the middle of nowhere.
Like anyone who's seen Gio in real life and has seen his car will be like, damn. Okay, ban that guy.
I got it.
Daddy Commando. The heck?
Commando.
On Mr. Brightside, if you guys get stranded, you won't starve.
You're just going to be chewing on old cans and stuff like billy goats. You'll starve.
Oh yeah, and I bought tickets yesterday for to see Silk Sonic, which is the band.
I'm jealous.
That has Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, and we're watching that on the Friday night we get there, and I'm excited for it because it's their first show of their Las Vegas residency at whatever venue that's performing at. And they're performing there for 3 months, and then I think going on tour. I don't know if they have a tour. Maybe this is the tour or whatever tour. But yeah, so that's be.
Wasn't like having a Vegas like residency? Wasn't that used to be like considered like if you were washed up?
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem like that anymore.
Yeah, no, like because artists like having to stay in one place and getting paid the same amount.
Yeah,
and so like it's the same. Yeah, and I think it was Celine Dion who broke that cycle of like people on the down. I mean, she kind of was sort of a bit, but then Celine Dion is such a huge name. It kind of like gave her a resurgence.
John, too, 'cause he was taking residency in Las Vegas for a few years.
Who?
Elton John.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was looking at the shows in Vegas, and Usher has a residency out there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Maybe he can bring you on stage.
Oh my god! Oh my
Usher, I love you.
so much. No, Usher got herpes, man.
But yeah, what other shows are there in Vegas?
I can't remember. I just remember seeing Usher, and then I was talking to BTG Play, and he wanted to go see Mind Freak, Chris Angel,
Oh, Mind Freak.
but he's not having shows the weekend we're gonna be there.
I've always wanted to see. I am the Mind Freak guy. Did you watch that show? I used to watch. My little sister was like idolized him for like a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, like that was like her thing for like maybe 2 years. Like she was in elementary school, so like magic
Okay.
was like really cool. I mean, I thought it was really cool, but then I was like, wait a minute, that's TV editing. So, Cirque du Soleil is good. I saw them down here once, but I think the Vegas shows are next level. I really want to see the Cirque du Soleil. So actually, let's see how much those tickets. I think they're over $100 though. So I don't know. Probably not.
You're over what?
There's the Cirque du Soleil shows. Hold on. Let me see how much tickets are. But yeah. Anyways, have you been to Vegas, Wyatt?
Yeah, I've been twice. I was there once in 2012 and then again in 2014. And like the 2012, we were just there for like the night, so we tried to make the most of it. And then 2014, I went with some people, and then we ended up not doing jack shit. We were just in the hotel room the whole time, so it was pretty boring.
That sounds horrible.
It was awful.
I want to go on that roller coaster that's on like in Vegas. That's what I'm talking about, Mikey.
Oh, on New York, like that's right across the
Yeah.
street from Excalibur and MGM.
Yeah, I want to go
cool.
on that roller coaster.
It's okay. I mean, like, it's cool to do it once, but if
yeah,
if you haven't
already
ridden
been
it,
there.
if you haven't ridden it, I'll ride it with you. You have to pay to ride it, by the way.
How much is it?
I forget,
I'm
but that was like a decade ago. But yeah. Oh wait, what? Have you been to Vegas too, or no? Is this your first time?
No, this is first time.
Oh damn. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll do an IRL stream. I'll show you around, but we can't do stream inside indoors because casinos. That's the first coaster I've ever been on. It says Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, it's cool. Like, cause you're riding through like you see Las Vegas in the size because the roller coaster goes outside. Oh, or do you want to do Stratosphere where they hang you 20 feet off the top of the building, off the edge of the building? I really want to try that one.
I want to see you live stream Joe doing that because I stopped doing that when I was there. I want to see his best pan.
I want to do it. I'll do it. I want to do it. I'm down. I'm down to do Stratosphere.
Oh shit! Because that's close to our hotel too. But hold on.
Let's do it.
So
Well,
here's the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil shows. We're gonna be there from Friday to Sunday, and all tickets are about 80% sold out, and starting prices are $81. You want to watch on a Sunday?
How much are they?
81.
81. That's not bad. I'm down to watch it.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say we actually have a little bit more time because I don't have to be back to work till Tuesday. So we could leave Monday evening.
Monday evening. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was. Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
So
he said Friday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm down to do stuff Monday morning.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I really
I'm
wanna go-
done. Yeah,
I
well,
want to go to that Omega Mart thing.
I have an
I was
online
thinking we could do
class.
that Monday.
I have an online class from 9:30 to 12:30, but I'm going to be on my tablet.
Oh, okay.
And then, but I think what time's checkout on Sunday? No, Monday.
It's probably 11.
Okay, that's in the middle of my class.
Let me see. Let me check my phone.
Yeah. So, and then Tuesday I have a class at 12:30. So, yeah, I'll probably be super tired for that class, but at least I'll be there. And then,
Yeah, I'm definitely showing a movie the Tuesday we get back.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look up,
Teacher strat.
You should show if you're in Loathing Las Vegas. They have them read the book before then, and then watch the movie.
Okay, hold on. What was I looking at?
Checkout time on Monday for our hotel. We're not even staying on a strip. We're staying like 2 blocks away from the strip, and they're like long blocks. So like we're gonna have to take the car everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Las
That's one thing I
Vegas.
was not prepared for in Vegas. How damn long those blocks are there.
Dude, yeah.
There's like
Mikey, check out noon.
Oh, okay, that works out. I mean, yeah. I'll just finish my class in the hotel lobby.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Let's see. Strat. I'm looking at their. Oh no, I want the Stratosphere ride. But wait. Just name some things that you want to do, Gio.
I want to go to Dick's Last Resort,
Okay.
which is it's that restaurant where they like insult you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, is that the?
Want to?
Wait, never mind. It was B2G played. I wanted to see. Go to the Heart Attack Grill.
Yeah, he does want to do that.
Dude, I looked at the menu. It looks. I'm only gonna get like a single patty. Like that is ridiculous. Those burgers look so fattening.
He just wants new material for trash talking.
Oh yeah.
I do. That's true. It's very true. They ain't never had no one like me there. What? Japan's never seen some fat bearded otaku before? God.
What the heck?
say if you were white, you'd get the full bingo card.
Exactly.
What's that ride?
What else? What else do I want to do? Omega Mart for sure. What else do I want to do in Vegas? One of my friends who lives out in Vegas says that Chinatown has like good food spots out there.
Dick's Last Resort's first lifetime ban. Dude, Omega Mart was my top thing to go see. Says chill. Wait, what's?
Damn, I really wish you could have came out chill.
Wait, what's there?
It's just like some trippy art thing.
Why can't I find tickets to this place? It's giving me details about the ride. Anyways, and so, do you plan on gambling at all?
Not really. Maybe a little bit. I'm down to gamble a little bit.
All right.
I don't think many people actually go to Vegas for gambling these days.
Are we going? Are
For
we
real.
gonna hit the club? Because it seems like if we do, it'll just be me and you.
Oh no, yeah, I actually do want to check out one of the clubs. Actually, let's play it by ear. Like, for like a club, like for what you want to go clubbing Saturday night?
Yeah, we could do that. What about the Well, what we could do is, I was thinking we could go to because the convention we're going to has like a club.
Oh yeah, there's an
like
after
night
party.
thing. There's an after party. We could do that, check it out, and then we could hit clubs after. It's not like the club closed.
What convention are you guys going to out there?
Level Up Expo.
Okay. I'm going to pretend to know what that is.
I'm just tagging
It's
along.
like it's like Comic-Con with video games and anime, and it's like everything.
Okay.
More my Kirby cosplay.
Why would you, fake ass fan?
Fuck you.
Oh, there we go. Finally. Why did that? It took me like 10 minutes just to find like a pricing. You ever take it off? Wait, what? No, I don't want to do it. What? It's giving me rooms. Never mind.
Did you ever take it off? No, never. I want to wear my Kazuya cosplay too. Look for a keyboard right there.
So wear them together.
I wonder if I could find any Nendos out there.
Pretty sure at a convention you'll be able to find a couple.
Oh, is
I
it
already
no?
got my Grail. I told you about how I got my Grail, right?
No, how'd you get your grail?
Chewy.
Oh, yeah, you told me that like 3 times already.
Yeah.
I thought it was a different grail.
Wait, did they take out the ride? Is that ride not there anymore?
Stratosphere?
Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, we gotta do me and Buzz Kill Lightyear. We're gonna do a Turks cosplay from Final Fantasy VII.
You're gonna do wait? Oh, Jerks cosplay.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna be?
He's gonna be. I think he's gonna be Reno. No. Yeah, he's gonna be Reno, and I'm gonna be Rude.
So are you gonna shave your head?
Yeah, I gotta shave my head. Actually, we were actually planning on going to I think about the Turks. He might be able to pull off Barrett. Well, first off, I think I could do Rude. I just gotta shave my head and wear a suit. I got the sunglasses for it.
All right, I can't find prices for this thing.
All right, I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can get. I think it's one of those things also too where you gotta pick a time.
No, yeah, we do. Like all the shows, you have to book ahead in advance for different showings because I think usually each show has like an early night showing and a late night showing, and then yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Check. Here, let me move this chat. So there's some other. There's a Van Gogh exhibit there. Ferris wheel, Avengers Station, Museum of Dream Space, Aquarium. No. Oh, real bars of ballets. That's a weird experience because they have actual people, body parts, and you can see like the insides and like the anatomy of the bodies. Like it's very interesting if you're into like the science type stuff and seeing all those muscles. But yeah, it was very weird to see, knowing that those were actual people.
Oh, I heard about that museum. I think my wife was talking about that. Mm-hmm. She's all about that science shit. Yeah.
So what did you do anything like what was the most eventful thing you did in Vegas, Wyatt?
The most eventful thing I did in Vegas?
Yeah, because it seemed like you didn't have a proper Vegas experience.
The most eventful thing I did in Vegas is I was going into the MGM at like 3 a.m, and I was taking the elevator up because I was being a lazy fat ass. And the elevator opened up, and this drunk ass guy like just fell out of the elevator onto the ground because I guess he like passed out as the elevator was coming down. And he was leaning on the door, so when the door opened, he just
damn.
Yeah, onto the ground, and I was just like, all right, you know what? I'll take the stairs. Also, I saw a girl who was a dancer in one of the I don't remember which casino it was on the Strip, but she was like the dancer and the bouncer, so she was like really like rough looking. I was there super late at night, and then I had like the worst Mexican food like ever there. So there's like a mall that's down by the Strip. Don't go in there and don't eat anything from that mall.
Oh yeah, no. Like, you have to go to the restaurant inside of one of the hotels, or like a buffet area.
Or like go out to North Vegas and find something out there.
Where can I get $10 lobster buffet?
I was gonna say like there's like $10 like steaks places, but I don't know where exactly. But like there's some like cheap food out there that we can go to. And speaking of food, check out my rice risotto is ready. Hold on, I have a little toad.
What? That looks dope.
Delicious.
I haven't taken a bite yet, but I'm about to do right now. I'm not really a fan of risotto in general, but I'll eat this. Did you like risotto when we worked at our last place of work, Gio? I do not like the risotto at all.
I liked it, but I'm not that picky on food.
That's true.
Hey, you're asking him if he likes something? Come on.
Yeah, no. Never mind.
You like the food? Dude, I'll eat it. I was not picky with the food. Like when Chef would feed me stuff, like I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Like I think he purposely tried to see if he could feed me a portion. Like he tried to see like, oh, I bet you we can't finish this.
Yeah,
and he'll give it.
The beginning of every shift, like Gio would have like some big ass meal. I'm like, what the. Like, we gotta, and our boss was like, what are you doing? Stop giving him food. He needs to, like, do some work.
Stop
then-
getting food. I'll never get to work.
Yeah, and then
But
more
then,
like he
like,
worked in to begin with.
That's true. But I would eat it so fast that no one would know.
I'm surprised they didn't give you a little sign to hang around your neck that says "Do not feed."
I feel like our old boss might have done that, Mikey. She probably would. But yeah, no, he used to give me like a burger that was like this big. And basically he'd give it to me like at the beginning of the shift when like he knew I had work to do. And like I would like scarf it down in like 10 minutes and then get to do my work. And he'd be like, "How did you finish it?" And so yeah, I'm out here grubbing.
Eating like a damn duck. Your food just kind of swallowed on down.
Exactly.
This risotto is actually pretty good. Like, I only took 2 bites, and all right, let me show you. Like, it's just a mush of mushrooms, actual mushrooms, toad mushrooms, and rice, and like some, I don't know what else is in here, but it's pretty good. I like it. You should probably buy this when you go to Super Nintendo Worlds to bring some home.
Oh yeah. Trying to figure out like I think that the thing that I'm looking into lately is like kind of like where to stay. I'm out there.
Yeah, my sister who lives in Japan is just like, yeah, if you want to spend a month in Japan comfortably, like, and you want to do all the things that you want to do, because I told her all the things that you wanted to do. She estimated about 8,000 just to be on the safe side, but you're being even safer by being more than that. So I thought you wanted to stay for like 3 months.
3 months?
Or like 2 months, yeah.
Oh, I would love to stay there 2 months, but I think I'm gonna do summer school this year.
Mm.
You should stay in one of those capsule motels the whole time.
I'm gonna stay in a maid cafe.
You're gonna stay at a maid cafe?
I'm gonna stay in a maid cafe.
Why don't you tell us what a maid cafe is for those who don't know what a maid cafe is?
Basically, a maid cafe is when you go in and the servers there are all maids, and they act like maids towards you, and they're very nice. Unless you go to a tsundere cafe where they're really mean to you, but then they start being nice to you when you try to leave or when you don't give them attention.
What?
You know what a tsundere is?
No. Wait,
tsundere...
is that like the official business model for those restaurants?
No, for some of them. There's a special kind called tsundere cafes, where a tsundere is like a character where she's like really mean to you. She's like, "Baka, like you're an idiot, blah blah," but you're like, "All right, like I'm gonna leave then." They just be like, "Don't leave, please. I'll miss you." But then you're like, "Really?" And she's like, "No, dumbass. It's not like I like you or anything."
And you want
I'm
that.
living out. I'm gonna live out my best anime life out there.
I was gonna say you can kind of just live out something similar here, or if you just want people to like be mean to you while you eat.
Yeah, or we could just go to that restaurant in Vegas. It sounds like the exact same thing.
The whole time.
Mm-hmm. But
man.
he wants that shit talking in Japanese.
Mm.
He'd be like, "Aho, baka." I'm ready. Yeah, Japan's never seen a fat bearded otaku. They're not ready. I hate my life.
Well, you know what? I actually haven't seen like videos or pictures of big bearded weebs in Japan.
There's got to be some out there.
There has to be.
Like you'd think there would be a lot, but where they at? Or it could be. Is Gio the first weeb?
Like all terrible out there.
Look,
watch Gio be the first bearded weeb to enter Japan.
Who do you think would be worse in Japan, me or Logan Paul?
You.
God damn. Oh my God.
I feel like it's only a matter of time before you become like the creepy guy from Perfect Blue with the piggy theme there.
You know what?
It's gonna be dead-eyed, taking pictures of her.
Man arrested for stalking a Japanese idol by finding her address through the reflection in her sunglasses.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That actually happened, by the way, chat.
Yeah, I know.
Letting people know that's a real thing.
Wyatt sent me that, and he was like, "This is. I'm sure this is gonna be you."
Yeah.
Or the one where it was like, man or Japanese idol arrested for scamming man out of $30 million or 30 million yen, which is like 30,000, but still.
That's still like a decent amount of money.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like 'cause I'm pretty much gonna go out there for the most part solo dolo, but I mean we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Huey,
been,
no regrets.
No regrets. I've been taking a Japanese class online,
I've seen that.
and some people in there like live in Japan, and they're like, "Yo, when you get over there, like just slide through, like we can kick it." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I got a
Oh,
friend that
you got
lives
a
out there
squad?
too. So I guess I know a couple people out there now. So
Hey,
Shit,
okay.
about to rob you.
um,
They're like, yeah, come to my house, middle of the night. Just bring all your stuff. It's fine.
yeah, bring all your Nendroids.
Bring all your stuff.
All your Nendroids. I mean, the thing is, like traveling with people, like for me, I've realized that I can't travel with everyone in the sense that like you traveling with people when you're on a trip, it really kind of like is a different dynamic.
Yep.
Than when you're like just hanging out with someone.
Because you got to
like you
have to like think about other people's like wants and needs, like during the trip.
Yeah. And I don't like that. I don't like doing that. I'm a selfish person.
Yeah, it makes it hard to be a selfish asshole when you're traveling with others.
Exactly. Or like I know a friend. I got some friends of mine that they went traveling to Tahiti, and they went with one of their friends and that person's partner, and they were telling me that couple, they only wanted to do like the tourist stuff and stay in the hotel, but they wanted to go out and explore. So it was like one of those things where it's like they were having two different goals of what they wanted to do. And also, like for me personally, like I have no problems telling someone if I'm traveling with them, like, all right, I'm gonna go do this. I'll see you later. There are some people who have this like conception of like when you travel with someone, like I want us to all be together. It's like, no, if you're out here like slowing me down, then
What if I do that to you in Vegas? You're gonna slow me down, Gio. Find your own way around.
I honestly, when it comes to traveling, I think I could keep up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm excited. I'm excited for Vegas. I'm excited for Japan.
Yeah, we should have something planned for each night in Vegas because after the after parties of the convention, because like I think they end around like 9 or 8 to 10, and that's when Vegas nightlife gets started.
Yeah, exactly. So then it's perfect because then we can do that. We can do both. We can go to a club. We can go to a show. We could go.
I don't even know what time our show is on Friday.
You just bought the ticket. You were like,
yeah, no, I just bought the first showing. I could get. It is. Hold on.
10 a.m.
9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock on Friday, we are watching Silk Sonic, and you need to dress nice too, because like everyone dresses all fancy, smancy.
I got the. I'm gonna bring the swagoo out.
This new Peggy shirt.
Peggy. That's only during the day. I'm gonna bring the swagoo out. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna have the drip on. But what else? Yeah, we should probably plan something out each night. And then honestly, like I don't know what everyone else wants to do. That's like in kind of that group, but like we're gonna be pretty much just us during the concert, and then we can maybe meet up with them after.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
then like it's only the middle of the night after we get out in Vegas, because the middle of the night is 11 p.m. in Vegas, and that's when like Vegas like is popping.
Yeah. You know what? We actually picked a good weekend. Well, not pick, but like if we had gone next weekend, that would have been the NBA All-Star game.
Super crowded, and hotel rates would have been way high.
So like we picked a good thing this was on this weekend. Because yeah, we actually got a decent price for the hotel.
How much you guys end up paying?
It was like I think it was like what $119 a night.
Did you get like the Marriott member discount?
Yeah.
Okay. I should compare it with my AARP discount.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's by the way, there's no age limit to register to be part of the AARP, and it's $12 for the first year. And with an AARP membership, which a lot of people think is for old people, because it kind of is, but since there is no age limit, anyone could apply, and you can get huge discounts on car rentals, hotels, and other stuff too, like AARP discounts. No age limit. It's a dope life hack.
Some of our friends think that's it's morally wrong to do that.
You're morally wrong to save money.
No, it's for retired people.
The 1v1 podcast brought to you by AARP.
Kind of.
Wondering why your like viewership numbers are just like 70+-year-olds.
All right. Y'all want to end it here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start going to. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna actually go to Zack tonight.
What are you doing out there?
Just kick it with some friends. Actually, I'm gonna meet up with Wyatt.
Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna be watching the UFC. Probably streaming myself on my Happy Soul channel plug, and yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, before that, I'm gonna play Horizon Zero Dawn because I didn't realize the game comes out next week. I need to beat it. I already beat it like 3 times, but I want to beat it right before the game comes out. And then 5 o'clock, I'm watching UFC, or maybe 7. But yeah, I'm really hyped because Israel Adesanya, MMA weeb. You might know who he is. He does a lot of like Naruto fighting stances and stuff during his fights and weigh-ins. And yeah, I think I have my money on that guy. Like literally.
Does he run into the ring with his arms behind his back?
I would not be surprised if he did that on his walkout, because he did some like anime walkout a few fights ago, and he does the I forgot who does it, the Naruto all hand signals
Thing that he does.
He does that every time he gets announced as a fighter in the cage. Like that's his like entrance pose.
Yes, I want to be.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. So let's end it there. Yeah. So shout out to Wyatt for being part of the show today, and shout out to everyone in the chat. And we will see you guys next week. And if you guys like what we do, our socials are right there. And yeah, I'm Hyphy Soul, aka Mikey, along with
your boy Gio Huey Flow
and Wyatt. I don't have.
And Huey is a host. That's BTG Play.
So we missed our whole conversation about our Vegas trip. Now we're deciding for you what we're doing.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Well, I'll see you in Vegas, BTG Play, or next week on the next episode. But yeah. Until then, I'll watch the VOD. Fuck it up in Vegas. Yeah, I'm gonna say that to Gio, like fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. And while he does it, the thing, like twerk on people. Imagine Gio twerking. Anyways.
No, don't imagine that. That's the last thing anyone should imagine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, see you guys next week, as usual, at 11 a.m. PST on the 1v1 show. Until then, you'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.
Peace.